Are you sick?
Am I sick?
Are
No.
you sick? Me neither.
No, I'm not sick.
I'm worried.
You're worried about you? Are you one of those guys that you hear about people getting sick and you get paranoid?
Not paranoid, but I don't want to get vomit sick. No. I got a flu shot.
I have to get one today.
I wonder if those guys have the flu.
I have a terrible afternoon lined up.
Why? I was going to say listen to your show, but I realized I'm on it too.
On that note, welcome to Jim Norton and Sam Roberts. Yeah, no. I have a terrible afternoon lined up. I have to get a flu shot and I have to get a tooth drilled.
Oh, no.
But my dentist is such a fucking scam artist.
Why?
Every time I go in there, she's like, oh, you know what? We should do x-rays because it's been a while.
She's probably right.
I do x-rays every single time I go in. And every single time she's like, oh, yep, I see something here. It's a small one, but it's something.
It's your penis?
Yeah. Why are you x-raying my pelvis? I've never had a toothache. I've never experienced any kind of pain that one would normally associate with a cavity.
Right.
But every time I go in, they tell me I have to make another appointment to go back and get a tooth drilled. So now this afternoon, and then, they tell my wife, they call my apartment, they tell my wife, and because otherwise I just blow it off. But she goes, oh, no, you have to take care of yourself. So now I have to go in and get this tooth drilled that I'm pretty sure is fine.
Okay, so you have to get a filling put in.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I haven't had much dental trouble, but when I do have it, I hate it.
It's the worst.
It stinks.
Especially when it's a scam.
Maybe. But you don't want your teeth rotting.
No, but I don't think I have cavities.
I hate people with rotting teeth.
You do?
Fix it.
Do you notice it?
Fuck.
How?
You smell it. You see it. They smile and they have that fucking yellow butter teeth.
Oh.
I told you, it's the funniest line. There was a comedian working at a college years ago, and I've told the story before, but it brings me joy. And she was getting heckled by this black kid in the audience, and it's nothing worse than getting you're a 30-year-old woman getting heckled by some 19-year-old college student with his friends laughing. So she's like, "Oh, you think you could do better?" So he comes up on stage, and he's talking to the mic, and he goes, "Damn, bitch, your breath stinks." And he said, "Your teeth are yellow. It looks like you got butter on your teeth."
How did the crowd react?
Went crazy. I didn't see it. It's just a story that someone told me. Oh, my God.
You think you could do better? And
and he does. Oh.
And it's at your expense, too.
Never say that.
It's not even observational. It's like, yeah, I'll just go make fun of you for a while.
You also got to watch what you ask for. I was thinking of that on the way in today.
Yeah.
When I was in LA, I did the improv. Oh, you were there. And that couple up front, they were just not laughing. And they weren't heckling either, so I had no cause to go after them. They weren't being disruptive. But you want to say, why aren't you laughing? You want to say that, but you have to ask a question a certain way. You can't just go, why are you laughing? Because you stink. You're not funny. That's an open-ended... It's like saying to a girl, how come you're not coming? Because you're not good at this.
You haven't done anything to make me do that.
You got to phrase that a lot differently.
Yeah, because it really is. And the reason you're mad is your own insecurity, right? You're like, I'm doing these great jokes. You should be laughing.
Sometimes. Other times, it's when you see them... When there's a face they make that you feel is almost challenging, then it makes you angry. It's a different...
They showed up all right, prove it, funny man.
Yeah,
all right, you're going to make me laugh? Earn my money.
Or when everyone is laughing and the couple in the front isn't at all or even smiling at certain things that are, it's like, they're just there's something else there.
Yeah, they're doing it purposely.
Yeah.
They're going out of their way to not laugh. Yeah, but then as it turned out, wasn't that couple, halfway through your show, they realized they were at the wrong show and left?
They were at the wrong show. But again, they were shitty anyway.
I love that. Travis, you've gotten cavities filled, right?
Yeah.
Are you supposed to feel when you have a cavity?
Sitting on one. He said that filled quite a few times.
Oh, you're talking about teeth?
Yeah. Oh, because I feel every filling.
No. Now, if I don't feel it, then I'm like, hey.
Yeah. Do you feel when you have cavities in your teeth?
Before I'm told?
Yeah.
No.
Oh. So you don't think it's a scam?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, I'm sure they're scamming you out of more money. I mean, why wouldn't they?
Right.
But I don't recall ever going to the dentist and knowing that I had a cavity.
Oh, color.
Yeah, most toothaches go away. It's usually something. I had a pain in the gums recently, and it's gone a day later. Maybe something got caught in there.
Might have been mouth cancer.
I thought maybe it was. I was hoping it was, just so I'd have a story and people would feel sorry for me.
You get some of those little Jimmy Norton sympathy
Yeah,
points.
oh, come on, buddy, you can do it.
Yeah.
I swallowed. I was eating fish the other day, and there was a small bone in it.
Mm-hmm.
See, I was going to say I swallowed a bone, but I realized how terrible a statement that would have been to make.
Oh, yeah, I could have made a joke about that. Yeah.
People probably would have thought I was talking about peckers. But it's fucking... I had a little fish bone in the back of my throat. It was awful.
You did? It was just stuck back there?
Yeah, I was with a girl. And I had to fucking keep going to the bathroom and gargling like, oh. Because I did once in front of her. I was like, oh. And she was like, ew. I'm like, I'm choking, you fuck.
Oh, that's gross.
Yeah, but it was driving me crazy. And then I think, okay, it's gone. And I would move my throat and I would feel it poking me. So I had to go into the bathroom, and I have a terrible gag reflex.
You do?
Yeah.
I know.
And so I had to go into my finger and scrape the back, and I finally got it out.
Were you in a stall when you were doing it?
No, we went back to my apartment.
Oh, so you're in your own bathroom.
Yeah.
Just scraping out the back of your throat?
Yeah, I got a picture of it if you want to see it.
No.
I'll tweet it later for the gang.
Oh, cool.
If the gang wants to see it, it's part of the whole new visual element we have here at the Jim Norton and Sam Roberts program.
Very exciting. Yeah, we want to bring you in all the way. You want to call the show this morning? It's 866-969-1969. We'll tweet out stuff all show at Jim and Sam Show. We're also on Instagram. We post Instagram stories.
I got to follow us.
And Snapchats and Facebook and everything. The username for everything is Jim and Sam Show. Also, we're on SoundCloud and iTunes now. As of yesterday, we launched the podcast.
Yes.
Where every week we'll post an hour or so, whatever it is, from the show. We have Nancy Grace up there, and we have our day after the election coverage up there right now. So subscribe, rate, review on iTunes, or if you don't have an iPhone, you can get SoundCloud. I do notice as I look. This is before we move on. Mike in Illinois.
Mike.
Hey, Jimmy.
Hello, buddy.
Hey, Sam. Jim, it's great to talk to you guys. I got a story about going to a dentist. 1987, I was still on my dad's insurance. Went to the dentist. I was told I had like 3 or 4 cavities. They needed to be filled. And for whatever reason, I didn't go. I just wasn't interested in going to the dentist. I was afraid to go to the dentist. So 20 years later, actually 19 years later, 2006, I get insurance through a job. And I go to the dentist. I'm afraid. I'm like, man, I probably have a whole mouth full of cavities. There was absolutely 0 cavities. And I told the dentist about this. I'm like, I don't understand, because like 20 years ago, I was told I have 3 or 4 cavities that need to be filled. And then he started talking about how some dentists do that just for the money. I'm like, yeah. I just really. So it's still.
Hey, can you stay on? Sorry to interrupt you. Can you stay on hold, because I'm trying to. I want to try to sell this to most amazing stories ever told.
Thank you, Mike.
Hold on, Mike. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Let Mike finish.
He's gone already. He was agreeing with me, though.
I know, and he's not wrong. They do try to scam me. As we're talking about, I'm trying to find this bone picture. Not that you want it, but the fans.
No.
The fans are clamoring for it.
Are they?
Yeah.
Are they?
They're clamoring.
You say he's talking about this bone. I don't see it.
Yeah,
I don't see it. I want to know. You're going through your. Well, maybe the reason that you can't find it is because.
Oh, there's so much on the phone that shouldn't be here.
Well, how is it all on your phone already? I see Jim over there. He's got a brand new iPhone.
Well, I synced.
Oh,
and not only did I sync, by the way,
I can't believe after all this, after everything we talked about yesterday, you went and you bought the new iPhone.
I had to, because my phone was shit in the bed so badly. I go to Florida tomorrow. I'm like, I'm not going to make it through the weekend with this phone.
You had to, because they convinced you had to. You could have gotten a different phone.
I could have, but I was on the phone. I fixed the app problem that I had. Remember that problem with syncing all the? I fixed it.
Was it an easy problem to fix?
It was, but if I wasn't able to do one little thing, it wouldn't have been. So that their system still stinks.
I see.
But anyway, I want to find this picture because the people want to know what almost killed me.
Do you like your new phone?
So far, it's fine. I mean, it's the same as the other one. They have the new plug, which annoys me a little bit for headphones.
So what is it, just $700 just so your phone works again?
No, more than that.
It was more than $700. How much did you pay for that phone?
$949. I paid full price for it. I got an unlocked phone. I have no plan or anything with it.
So for $950, you just bought a phone that's like your old one, except it works?
Well, I had to. I have a phone. First of all, it's a tax write-off because it's my job.
I mean, I guess, but don't you? I mean, it doesn't.
I have to have it.
It doesn't upset you that this is the scheme now.
No.
That it's like it
no,
just
because
so it works.
I don't treat the phone the way I would treat a laptop. The phone is in pocket all the time. It gets banged around. I've dropped it in the gym. You just throw it down. You pick it up. The phone. I don't treat the phone the way I would treat an iPad even. So the phone for a computer, for a high end like amazing computer that the phone is, I don't treat it with the respect a computer deserves. So yeah, you run through them. But the phone was literally shitting the bed. I wasn't just trying to get the new one. I was like, fuck the new one until they fix all the bugs.
It's literally just a replacement for the one that you've been mucking around with.
Yeah, I couldn't even. I went to the Verizon store, and they were going to order it, and they could have shipped it out. But I'm like, I was worried. The phone I had was freezing, and like at the top of it, it was like a piece of. It was like light was coming down like a window shade, almost like it was like I was losing the screen. I would have to turn it off, do like a selfie photo of the screen, and then it would work again. It was so weird.
What?
Yeah. You know how you take a picture of your screen?
Yeah. Like screen grab it.
Screen grab. I had to hit the button to make it go black, and then screen grab, and then that motion would open it again. But it was going to be a problem, and it was not backing up properly.
See, I'd be so pissed.
Well, I was.
That all that stuff was happening that I'd probably be like, I'm going to replace this phone with something else.
I needed to, but I wanted to make sure all my information would transfer because I was having some issues with the apps, and I did, and now I figured it out, and I uploaded photos that hadn't been uploaded before. I'm very happy.
You are.
So far.
They love you.
Well, they do.
They love you. They love the kid.
Born every minute.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Did you see, by the way, how mad the press is? That they're like befuddled.
Yep.
That Donald Trump would go to dinner and not notify them.
He's also not had a press conference for a week, and they say it's the longest in, I guess, modern history that someone has not talked to them. They can't stand not being talked to.
Right.
After the way they behaved and the way they fucking acted and the way they were so biased, they still feel entitled. Fuck them.
And by the way,
fuck them.
Donald gave you like a lot.
I know.
While he was running for president. He gave a lot to the press in terms of just time. And so for them to now be like, I don't understand, especially since Hillary, she went how long without giving a press conference while she was running for president?
Exactly.
Like, the reason he's not giving a press conference now is because, and I get it, he's not the typical politician. That's the whole reason he won. And he didn't plan anything for the presidency while he was running.
Right.
I believe that 100%. He didn't plan who his staff would be. He didn't figure out what his plans were. He was 100% involved in just winning the election. Wow. So now that he's won the election, he's got to take a step back and figure out what the fuck he's going to do and who he's going to hire. Plus, what benefit to him? The press is shitty to him all the time.
And why is it their business he's going to dinner?
What benefit to him now is it to talk to the press?
Zero.
Before it was, yeah, I'll talk to the press. It'll get my name out there. It's promotion. People will vote for me. It'll get people out to the polls. He's won already. So what benefit is a guy who is obviously just manipulating the media as well as they're manipulating him? What benefit of him is it to talk to the press and announce, hey guys, just want to let everybody know when I'm going to dinner?
The dinner comes after some reporters criticized Trump for breaking with tradition and not informing the press of his moves. They're such twats.
Will you have a different opinion when he is the president and there's a lack of transparency?
I don't know if this is a lack of transparency. Like, they're saying that it is, and there's certain things I agree with them on. Like, when the fact is we tell people where we're going to bomb, like, they're given too much information. To me, that's not necessarily transparency, because they still lie and hide and sneak around anyway.
Yeah. And it's not even like sneaking around. He's just like, I didn't want to make an announcement of where I'm going. I'm in charge.
He's went for dinner.
They were told, he's done for the night.
The girl, and then she said, like, look, this move, they didn't tell me they were making this move. But even if they just lied to the press, fuck them. If you're going to dinner with your family and you don't want the press to know, I have no problem.
What about the other stuff, like not, updating the press on transition briefings and what the new government is going to be like and stuff that the public does deserve to know?
Yeah, no, I know.
I think he just doesn't know, and I think he doesn't have the answers.
Yeah, I don't have an answer for that, Joe. I hope that he does do that often enough that people feel that he's being transparent. I don't know.
I think that
I haven't paid attention.
The reason traditionally this is a much more active process with the press is that traditionally when people run for president, they figure out their plan as if they were president, right? So that as soon as they win, they at least have the blueprint of who they're going to hire, what they're going to do, and what the timeline looks like. Donald didn't do any of that. He just didn't do it. He said, I'll figure that out when it's time to figure that out. For now, I'm just going to run for president. And I understand that this isn't, but I'm just not going to do it. And so I guess you could look at it as a lack of transparency, but I think that he doesn't have the information to share yet because he hasn't figured it out.
But even stuff that he does have information on that, like historically, transcripts of calls with foreign leaders have been released to the press, and he's not doing that either. Like they've had to rely on the foreign leaders to find out what
that
I don't know why. To me, maybe he's giving them a giant fuck you. The people do have a right to know, but again, they have not done really anything in the spirit of being fair as the press. So I don't know why he's doing that, but again, it's hard for me to side with them on anything.
Yeah, it's
I don't
weird.
care who he's talking to foreign leaders about. I'm sure we'll figure it out.
they should care.
I know. I do on some level. I haven't paid attention. It's only a week.
He should. The transcripts of the conversation with foreign leaders, if that is customary, should be out there. Yeah. I definitely agree with that. But
yeah, I don't give a
maybe
fuck
he hasn't
about
hired a stenographer yet.
Yeah,
I do think if the report last weekend was true, that they had no idea that you have to replace the entire White House staff.
I read that.
That would be hilarious to me.
I read that he just didn't know.
He thought that everybody that works for the White House just sticks around.
I would have thought that too. I really would have. But again,
but you didn't run for president.
I didn't run for president, and at least somebody in his circle should have known that.
Maybe no one thought to mention. Like no one thought of it. That's one of those things.
That'd be like you saying, "Well, I didn't know what Aleppo was either," and it's like, but that's fine for you. But the guy who's running has to know what Aleppo is, and you should know. Okay, I'm about to get this job. Let me just be aware of what the responsibilities are. Yeah, because all the reports said in his meeting with Obama, like I read, what was it, the Slate article?
I didn't read that one, but
yeah, that said that people that were around him and Obama's staff and everything were very much taken aback at how little Donald knew of what the job entailed.
And he'll work with Obama's team on that. He's probably doing, that's what this whole week has probably been. A lot of that stuff that the other guys know because that's their job to know, and it's because they've been doing it for 30 years. He hasn't, or 20 years. That's just, he's not in that world.
Yeah, but you know what?
People around him
should have told him. Yeah,
and he was running based on I don't have the experience, but I've got great people around me.
Yeah,
I've got great people, and they're none of the great people were like, hey, by the way, you're going to have to hire some people.
Don't say you know more than the generals about ISIS and then not know that you have to replace the White House staff.
We're too busy thinking about ISIS. It's different. You shouldn't be thinking about the pots and the pans. Let the broad do that.
You know how many times Obama must have told him something and he was like, huh.
Yeah.
Really? So I thought Melania was going to be in charge of hiring That's me.
Oh.
Okay. I thought Melania. Okay, then I guess I'll do it.
Yeah, I would love to have known what happened in that 90-minute meeting with him, the president.
That's probably why it was 90 minutes. They tried to make it seem like, or he did anyway, make it. We get along so well. It was supposed to be 15 minutes, but it ended up being 90 minutes.
I think that's literally how much it was scheduled for. It was a 15-minute.
Yeah.
Hi, how you doing? Thing, which is historically how long they last.
90 minutes.
But it made it seem like the reason it was 90 minutes was because
they were just getting along.
Exactly, and they were just chit-chatting about, when in actuality, I'm sure it was because Obama was like, what? No, that's
Obama would say something, Trump would say, huh? And he'd say, yes.
I like this chair. I said, well, I'm taking it with me. So, I wonder if they both need each other in a weird way. Like, Obama doesn't want to be humiliated.
Batman and Joker?
Joker, I'm the president now.
Why would Batman talk like the Joker?
I meant that to be the Joker.
Why would he talk about himself in the third person?
People love my new Joker.
No, they don't.
Hi.
Hi.
It's my favorite line in the movie.
Obama said to Trump.
Hi.
That's what Trump would have said, right?
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
I fucked up. I did the whole birther thing.
Hi.
Called you the worst in history.
Yeah.
People like my new Joker, though. It's like it's kind of like it's demonic.
No, it's not.
Sure it is. You said Batman Joker. I just lapsed into it.
I know you did, but it didn't sound demonic. It was like if Batman had come up and been like, I'm here to save Gotham, and what would the Joker say that was demonic?
I'll kill Gotham.
That's not demonic. That's just a villainous thing to say.
Batman, you'll never save Gotham.
It's just cartoony.
You didn't like that, Gene?
It's so stupid.
It makes you uncomfortable? Yeah. Yeah, I would send voice memos to this girl I know, and
As
she's
Joker?
Oh, as the Joker.
Oh.
I'd be like, "What do you think of my?" Like, I always send her, and she's a 10. And
Yeah.
I send her fucking Joker voice memos. She said it makes her more comfortable.
I bet no guy's ever done this for you before. Hello, Batman.
Oh, she hated it. She's really hot too. What's wrong with me?
I don't know.
I'm a fool.
I really don't know. I don't know how it seems like your mental issues have gone from like depravity to starting to slowly morph more and more into personality disorder.
That's not a disorder.
You don't think so?
Nah, being the Joker, it's cute.
That's right. I forgot.
People like it.
Yeah.
So I don't really care with
He probably didn't know he was supposed to transcribe the calls with foreign leaders. He got off the phone and somebody was like, "Well, who was transcribing it?" Just me and Putin. What do you mean?
I thought you knew.
Yeah, I thought you were on the other line. No, he just didn't know. He just got done with this phone call and that was it. I do think, then this is what scared me a little bit when he was running for president. He does have a tendency, like as president, if the press, you feel like they're being unfair to you, you can't get them back. You know what I mean? You can't decide, well, if you're going to be mean to me, then I'm not going to tell you what's going on. Like, that's the job of the press. You can't decide to not involve the press anymore.
In a way, you're right, but in a way, it's not the job of the job of the press is to report things, and they do have editorial sections. The job of the Daily News is not to be dedicated to a fucking stumping for one candidate. The job of the New York Times is not to be so fucking biased that they actually have to come out and go, "All right, we didn't get this one right."
It's
how embarrassing it is for them? That's humiliating for the New York Times to have to come out and say that.
It very much so, but it's our job as consumers of the media to not buy into that. Like they're doing that because that's what sells. It's our jobs to not buy into that. Like the president can't control, just because he's not satisfied with press or being like, well, you're not acting like journalists, so I'm not going to treat you like journalists. That's not the president's job.
Probably not. But and he'll have to handle that better. The vindictiveness he's got to work on,
especially with the press,
yeah.
Because that's where it gets scary. That's when you set this precedent where even if the press does clean themselves up, because it has been disgusting. Like journalists have just attached themselves to this idea that they're supposed to be given this credibility and that they have this integrity.
Yeah.
But they haven't been acting with any of it.
No, they're fucking horrible.
But that said, like you can't just decide, well, you're not a journalist, so I'm not going to treat you like one. Because even if they do clean themselves up, you created this precedent where the government doesn't talk to the press anymore.
Well, maybe there's things where he just doesn't want it made public because it will hurt what he's doing. I don't know. I mean, again, I do think that there's times...
But you can't, like, the president can't have that responsibility. Like, you can't let the president decide, well, it's private, so I don't want you guys to know.
Not private. But, like, there are things that we do militarily or whatever that we tell, that we warn ISIS we're going to do this, or we're so public about every single move that it's not to our advantage.
Right. Classified stuff is fine. But when you start saying, well, I don't think the press needs to know, then you can literally hide shit that you're not supposed to be doing. That's
yeah. I don't want to see that.
And it becomes too easy to do. I mean, that's literally the next step. You start by going, okay, well, I just didn't want to tell the press what I was doing here or what I was doing over there. And then you realize, oh, I can get away with whatever I want because I've set this thing up where I don't talk to the press.
I know. I don't think that's going to happen. I think it's more this. He's probably just like really completely breaking free of any businesses. He's still not broken free because you have to be unattached to all your businesses. You know, just this little stuff that he probably, most of these guys don't have to do.
Yeah, I will give him the benefit of a doubt and say I'll give him a second to get his shit together.
He's already done 60 minutes.
And I'll say, go ahead, go to dinner and you don't have to tell the world you're going to dinner. But you can't make a habit of it. You just can't.
With stuff like, if he wants to go to dinner and never tell them, I have no problem with it. I don't care if they never, ever know he's going to dinner.
He'll be eating in the White House. He won't have to tell them. He'll be there.
Jimmy.
Welcome, Tom Papa.
Hi, Sammy.
How are you?
Good to see you,
We're
buddy.
talking about the fucking press whinging that Trump didn't tell them he went to dinner.
Yeah, I didn't understand why that was a lead story.
Because they're fucking twats.
Yeah, they're pissed.
They're the worst.
Brian Williams came on, and it was that urgency. And big news tonight in New York City. Donald Trump went to dinner. What? I kept, sometimes you're just watching the TV, you're like, maybe I'm just dumb. Maybe I don't understand. But this doesn't seem like a big deal.
That's when they start going into business for themselves. Apparently, Donald went to dinner. He didn't tell us, though. You're just complaining about it now.
Yeah, most of them are proven liars. So I don't know. I don't have much mercy for them, to be honest. I don't. There's certain things I just don't care about that. It doesn't mean anything to me.
Yeah,
And maybe it will at one point, but right now it doesn't.
And it's just a bad trend to start. Not a president that doesn't acknowledge the press is not the greatest trend in the world.
Yeah, I mean that part of it, vilifying them and yelling and screaming and not letting them have access to, press conferences and things like that is a troublesome.
That's trouble. Yeah, going to dinner with your daughter.
Going to dinner, you're the president. You're elect for a week. Who cares?
Yeah. Plus, he likes to flirt with his daughter a little bit. He doesn't need all the cameras out there.
Well, the son-in-law is there too.
Oh, okay.
Where did they go?
21 Club.
Ooh.
That's where I eat.
Ooh, you do?
No. I would love to dine there, but I never have.
Why not? You can't get in?
21 Club.
You probably have to wear a suit.
Oh.
Well, if the president-elect is going there, it's probably a very, a pricey joint.
I love that you made the fucking money sign with your thumb and your fingers. A lot of moolah to get in there.
That's not the Polo Lounge, is it?
No,
that's the one with the little jockeys out front.
Which one is that?
That's the
21 Club.
Yeah.
You have to be a member to go there, or
sure
can we
you
just
do.
go?
Let's just go.
Could we just go?
I don't know.
Hey, guys, staff dinner, 21 Club. I bet you that you have to be a member, though.
Probably.
What's the menu? I bet the items are pretty pricey.
Yeah, let's look at that. That's probably a regular.
Oh.
There's no prices on the menu.
It looks
one of those.
Okay.
oysters and clams.
Let's see. A Caesar salad for $19.
That's not that crazy for a nice place.
Jesus fucking Christ, it's lettuce and croutons. $19.
Yeah, for a high-end place like that, that's not, Seabass, $45. It's expensive, but it's not like fucking
a $5 milkshake. That's milk and that's ice cream and that's $5.
$36 hamburger.
What?
Right down there, the 21 burger.
This
That's
is
a 21 burger.
Wait a minute.
It's special.
Creamy chicken hash for $39. What a rip.
That's
Foy's
so
Goy's
good, though.
Terranine. Foie gras.
Foie gras.
I had a bite of that once, by
Foie gras?
I won't eat it because it's fucking vicious how they make it. But I took a bite by mistake, not knowing what it was. It was really tasty, but it's just a brutal dish.
That's when they stuff the duck.
It's just a goose. Yeah, it's so
goose.
terrible.
How do they make it?
They stuff. I think they put they stuff a goose so his liver gets fat or something. It's really
Yeah,
horrible.
they keep it in a cage and they keep stuffing it down its throat, so it gets fat. So it's what is it? The liver?
I think so. It's really terrible.
It's the liver, so it gets all fatty and then you eat it.
People who do that for a living, I hope their fucking hand gets stuck in a machine.
You do?
Yeah. Yeah. I eat meat, but it's like there's a certain amount. It's like, oh, come on.
Yeah.
Stop it.
Wasn't it outlawed in a bunch of places?
Yeah, some places just won't do it. You gotta put a tube in a goose's mouth and he just stands there feeling like a silly himself.
Oh, God, that's gross. But you get that. Did you bring it up because it was at the 21 Club?
I just saw it on the menu.
Oh.
And I remembered I had a bite not knowing what it was.
See, the people there don't care.
No, but a girl I was with had eaten it, and I think I wanted to have oral sex with her. So I was like, how is it? And then she told me what it was. I was like, oh, it was delicious. I didn't mention the whole goose issue to her.
You didn't bring up your morals?
No, I didn't.
That you had a moral problem with her dish?
No, but when I came on her, I said it to her. I was like, this is for you, Mr. Goose. And I came on her face and neck. Got some in her eye on purpose. For you, Mr. Goose.
Maybe that's what. Maybe Donald wanted to have the foie gras, but didn't want the press bothering him about it.
By French law, foie gras is defined as the liver of a duck or goose fattened by force-feeding corn with a feeding tube, a process also known as gavage. You piece of gavage!
Is there a picture of it? Is there a picture of the process?
The process to make foie...
Get the fucking tube out of my throat, you piece of gavage!
Oh, my God, look at that.
It's
got
disgusting.
a funnel. A goose has a long neck,
And it's
so
just standing
stretched
there.
out.
It's just absolutely cruel.
It is delicious, though.
Oh. Who was the first one to think, you know what, if we could just get this liver a little fattier?
Yeah, I really want to eat that, but there's not enough meat to it.
Look at how they got to stand there so they can't move, and it's just so sad.
Oh, that's awful.
I got to become a veg. I can't
But if you
do
look
it.
at any meat production,
Right.
you're going to be turned
Hey,
off.
how about the fucking vegans? Look, I really want to be on your side for the cruelty. I really do.
Right.
But all the stuff you make, a lot of it's delicious, but it's too fattening. Make some good meat stuff that tastes good, and I'll
What are you
eat it.
talking
What,
about?
the veggie stuff?
Vegans are all thin.
No, they're not all thin. Some of them are thin. Some
Billy
of them
Bob Thornton's a vegan. He's freaking wasting
Is he
away.
really?
Yeah.
Okay, but I mean, a lot of the snacks, the foods they make are fatty. The stuff that's good, I don't like a lot of the stuff they sell.
Vegans are not known for being chubby.
you got to open up, Jimmy. There's a lot of vegan stuff out there now.
Are you a vegan?
My family is.
Your wife?
Close.
Kids?
Yeah.
You're telling me you live in Manhattan and you can't find non-fattening vegan food?
No, you can, but it's a hassle. The best fucking vegan restaurant I ever ate on, they closed. It was like some financial stuff.
Ooh.
Shenanigans. It was called Pure Food and Wine. Holy fuck. It might be the best dessert I ever had.
What was it?
It was cashew ice cream.
Ugh.
Dude, I know it sounds atrocious. I'm telling you, it
No,
was
it's not bad. They put a little goose liver on it.
Yeah, it was amazing. And they said it made with no animal products other than the cruelty. Like they don't use any animal product, but they soften the cashews by grabbing a goose by the feet and beating the cashews until the goose is dead.
Yeah.
Like the kid at the end of Caligula.
Blossom's a good one. You ever
Yeah,
go to
Blossom's
Blossom?
okay, but a lot of that stuff is fattening. Plus, it's my nickname.
Blossom? I'm quite sure if you wanted to be a vegan, you could find a way
Piece of garbage.
to do it without being fattening. I wish, yeah, that would be a good way to make you a vegan. It's just to force feed corn down your gullet every morning.
It would be.
Just to gavage you every day.
I wouldn't like that.
Why do you not like are you getting turned off on meat?
I've been turned off on it just because cancer loves meat. Like it just does. When you eat meat, they recommend it. I try not to eat much red meat, and the cruelty factor, but it's really hard.
What about poultry? Cancer love poultry?
All of it. Yeah, I guess all of it, but I just feel sad when I eat it.
You do?
Yeah, like I feel bad for the animals, but I like eating it. Like it's a real dilemma.
Do you get sad as you're eating or after you eat it? Just with each bite, you go, oh.
Yeah, usually a lot of times when I eat it, I put on one of those documentaries and I watch it while I'm eating the burger.
Just so you know.
Yeah, and like a lot of I noticed one time I was eating bacon, watching the thing where they beat the pigs to death, and I'm like, the pigs actually know what's happening, and I had a heart on. I'm like, this is not right. I'm turning into a monster.
Wrapped bacon around it.
Right, bacon grease lube.
Yeah, I do want to stop eating it eventually.
Bacon's
I've gone
so
back and
fucking
forth
good.
where I've
the
gone
best.
years without eating it.
Have you really?
And then come back, yeah.
Why do you go back?
Patrice tried vegan, but he said he ate a lot of breads and pastas and things that were fattening. Now you got to make the right, I guess, decisions.
You have to be, if your body type kind of needs a lot of protein, then you have to be really kind of aggressive with it. And there were times when I'd be backstage on the road and just, you just ate like some bread and a salad. And I was so tired. I really was just
Really?
Yeah. So you have to aggressively seek out protein and stuff. And if you're on the road, sometimes it's just hard to do.
Unless you're a guy like Rogan, who again, I use him as he's the only guy I know personally who does it. He hunts elk and eats them, and he put his Instagram.
I know.
It's the fucking. I literally watch the sound of an elk back frying with garlic butter. It's like there's
Sounds
nothing.
good to you.
Holy
Well, he's
fuck.
the opposite, where he's super high protein.
But if you kill your own food, I don't feel bad for the animal. If you put an arrow in something's head and then you eat it and you cut its feet off, you're all right. That's a meal you should have.
Yeah,
But
100%.
you're right. You have to invest so much into it. Like I just eat shitty now because it's so easy. I don't
so
think
easy.
about it. It's right there. After this, there'll be a food truck outside. I'll just pick whichever food truck looks the best. It'll take me 10 minutes, and then I'll get on the train and go home.
I know.
And I don't have to plan my day. I don't have to figure out how much of this and what of that. And like you said, like you eat a salad, you eat a piece of bread, and you're like, oh, but I didn't ration the proper amount of protein, and I
just
didn't
get tired.
Yeah.
You just literally just get tired. Rob Zombie's a vegan.
Oh,
He's been
that's
a vegan
right.
for a long time.
Yeah.
And every time I hang with him, he's just like, he makes you feel like being a pussy for eating meat. You know what I mean?
Really?
It's like the opposite. Yeah.
He probably has like someone who goes out and gets some really good vegan stuff.
Well, his wife is a vegan too, and they just, and he's kind of like, if you're on the road and they don't have the stuff, you just don't eat. You know what I mean? He's that hardcore.
Wow.
Yeah.
Look,
And by the way, he's not chubby. He's in
No,
incredible
I know.
shape. So.
Incredible shape.
Yeah.
I know. But I just can't. God, how
That
good
looks
does that
good.
look?
I know.
I'm pointing at my dick.
He gave me some elk. I still have it in the freezer, Rogan, when I did his show, and it's hard because everyone in my family is pretty hard.
Fucking man up and cook it.
Pretty much vegan. And to walk in, there's like real guilt when I sit down at dinner with a plate of meat in front of these people.
I wouldn't feel guilty. You're a man. How'd you bring it home? How'd you fly with it? Oh, in LA.
in LA. It's just it was wrapped just like you would buy it from the grocer. He has it all cut up and wrapped up.
Yeah, he spent a lot on a kitchen. I think he had his whole thing. He has like a whole operation going there.
Yeah.
I want some of that fucking meat. We didn't get any when we were out there.
Joe's in crazy shape.
He was because he was hunting. Joe.
I said Joe.
He was hunting the meat while we were out there. He wasn't there.
Oh, really?
Yeah. We couldn't do his show or anything.
All right.
So you're the only meat eater at the table?
Yeah, nobody eats it.
And you're
sitting
eating
there with this
hardcore
big steak.
elk meat.
It takes a little of the joy off. It definitely takes, your kids are looking at you like, what are you eating?
Do they really? What are they eating?
They don't say much.
That's what I'd say. When they look at you, I'd be like, yeah, look what you're eating.
Exactly.
Just yell at them. What's that shit? Salad?
With meat in your mouth. What are you eating?
This is the food chain at work. When did your kids become vegan?
My wife just kind of brainwashed them as soon as they showed up. Slowly let them know. She says she didn't do it, but she would literally read books with them and be like, yeah, see this little pig with the bow tie? Dad eats these. They'd be like, what? Yeah, that's what bacon is. Oh. You see this cow with the ribbon in its head?
Yeah.
Yeah, Daddy eats that. They chop it up and he eats like parts of the stomach.
Yeah, that nice thing had an electrical thing put in its asshole and it was shocked to death. And Dad went, that's delicious.
Yeah. But what's interesting too, the other side of it, and it's pretty fascinating. Like they don't like when I sit there with a big steak in front of them. Mm-hmm. But they're vegetarian, they're not vegan. They'll eat like cheese and meat and cheese and
eggs. They don't mind animal labor.
Eggs, yeah. But they when I was going vegan and really I'm not going to eat any of that stuff, they really were kind of disappointed in me. They were
because those are your
they want me to be the man,
right?
As much as they'll kind of gripe about me sitting there with a steak, they want me to be the man. They don't like me being.
Does this mean we have two mommies?
Yeah, that's literally what it was.
Because you're a nice guy, you wear sweaters, you're a gentle guy, and they're probably like, well, yeah, all right, there's Dad eating a fucking steak,
right?
Being a guy, and then you're like, oh, I don't even want bee labor. I'm not having any honey. They're like, oh no,
right, exactly.
Fuck Dad.
My dad's gay.
So why did you not? Why did you not want to go? When they were vegetarian? Why did you go fuck the eggs and stuff? Did Rob got to him?
I bet so.
Yeah, Rob was a big part of it, but also my cholesterol was high. My family has high cholesterol, and I just went hardcore and wanted to not go on these Lipitor and all those drugs. So I went hardcore vegan for a long time, and it was low. I was able to keep it really low for a long time, but eventually genetics just took over, and I was still a vegan, but my cholesterol was high. It was like 230.
Really?
And he's like, you put it off for a lot of years. He wanted to put me on it. He's like, I'm going to put you on it. I'm like, all right, I'll go on it. And in 1 month, my cholesterol went to 130, and which is like stellar. I just started eating everything. Everything.
So that's what
it wasn't an animal thing for me. It was purely health.
What was the first thing that you ate when you could get back to
a hot dog at Yankee Stadium?
Really?
Yeah.
That's actually a good way to go back to it.
Yeah.
I mean, a Yankee Stadium hot dog.
Oh, I was so happy.
It was good?
Oh my God. I can still taste it. Oh, it was so perfect.
Yeah, we went out to dinner the other night. It was a whole bunch of we went to this to Del Frisco. We do that like once every 6 months. And what did you have?
I had
fish.
a big steak.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Yeah. I don't like when you go with the fish.
I always do.
I know.
I like the steaks that are a bit peppery for my taste. If everyone, I'm sure the 21 Club's a little different.
Ooh, too much pepper for you?
A bit peppery for mine. I'm a porterhouse guy at the restaurant. That's my thing.
It was very peppery, but it was so good.
Was Rob Zombie disappointed even when you were eating eggs?
Oh, you know what? I haven't. When I eat with him, I don't eat. I eat vegan.
You just pretend, I'm a vegan too, Rob.
I just go on and he shits on people. And
Wait,
I'm like,
you eat in front of your family, you do that, but Rob is there, you're like, oh my God, I saw a video. They interviewed a bee. They get so tired making the honey. Shut up.
Yeah, I kiss ass with whoever I'm eating with. At Del Frisco's, everyone's eating steak. I'm like, oh, this is the best. If Rob was there.
Tom's a food cuckold.
I really am.
He just likes to be accepted at the dinner table. That's all.
I don't want to cause problems.
Yeah, he just wants to be part of the club.
Yeah.
It's all good.
Well, I would
It'll
like
be
a couple
easy.
of good recommendations for restaurants. Blossom is one.
Blossom's
some
great.
other ones. But I find it difficult to. You're right. Vegans usually are skinny. But
Yeah.
but I have a fucking mushy body type.
True.
I'm not meant to be a skinny guy. I'm meant to be Jimmy Norton. 2000. I was Skyping with somebody. I very rarely do, but she doesn't live in this country, and she's a lovely girl. But we were talking about. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
of course.
Quote unquote.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
Girl with girl plus, we'll say.
And she had a Skype.
Oh, okay.
And but anyway, I was just showing pictures. She asked me. I told her she'd be fine. And it's like that's the guy I'm meant to be. 2007 Jim is probably the most natural body Jim. Just fucking mushy and disgusting.
I
can't-
like that, Jim.
You know, a lot of people did, but I listened to that Jim, and it was like just anger all the time. It was boring, and it was fucking, and it was like just I was unhappy completely.
Well, at least you have good
Because of
friends.
your weight, or your weight was that way because you were unhappy?
No, my weight.
Look at
was-
that guy. He's too skinny.
Yeah, at least you have good friends that are like, I liked you when you were fat. What happened?
Yeah.
I wasn't
what happened
happy
to
there.
that?
I was miserable.
You were miserable.
Yeah, I was fucking every girl. I literally, I told you, I made a tape with my. Look at that picture.
That's really
I'm
unflattering.
making a face there, but look at the one that was Robin came into the cellar one time. Look at that. It's fucking. I was a fatso.
Yeah, somewhere in between.
I was fucking my girlfriend one time. We made it. I was joking with her. I did this in a bit,
Right.
but we made a videotape of us fucking, and she was straddling me. And I said to her, it was really true. I couldn't even watch it back. And I said, it looks like you're fucking a giant fish. It looks like you're straddling a white-bellied fish. I'm like, I am disgusting. And this was Jen, and she went, oh, come on. Like, she couldn't even tell me you
Not
look
even
good.
right.
She couldn't even say it because we both knew I was disgusting. It was fucking awful.
There was no denial. It was just,
Yeah.
stop it.
Yeah, I'm never gonna have fucking abs ever.
Right.
No,
But it was like
you're
after-
beyond that.
What happens is when you're me and you get tired of you just get tired of buying
Adrian.
clothes that are horrible.
Hang on, I don't
Yeah.
mean to correct you, but I think you were mistaken. I don't think
That's not me.
Is that, Jim, is
But
that...
somebody did tweet that and say it's one of the biggest laughs I've ever had. With me and Anthony were laughing. Do you ever hear that clip, Adrian, of when somebody tweeted that photo? And they said, glad Jimmy got a picture with his hero Tony Romo, and they sent it to me on Twitter.
It's a
and I
photo.
opened it on the show. I didn't know what it was, and I fucking because it does look like me, and I couldn't not laugh.
It's really funny.
It's a photo of Tony Romo along with a person who
mentally
has
challenged
severe
person.
Down syndrome. Yeah.
But it really does resemble me.
It really does.
Like, I got why they said it. I immediately understood why they said it looks like me.
Yeah, we don't like skinny Jimmy. We miss Down syndrome Jimmy.
Yeah, but it was weird. Just buying clothes sucked. It was the worst buying clothes because you always get orders that hang off my fucking fat stomach. It was just awful.
I knew you'd really dialed it in when you stopped layering up. You were just showing up in little T-shirts.
Dude, I'm
Right.
never gonna be great looking. I got tired of fucking women and having them really just,
No, and you feel better. Don't you feel better now?
healthy. I also,
Yeah.
as you get older, your friends start dying. You're like, fuck that, man.
Are you
Yeah.
happier?
Yeah, but I also, again, a part of it's a health issue. I don't
Yeah.
want to drop dead.
I guess, but you weren't so fat you were going to die.
I was fucking. I'm probably 143 now or whatever. I was fucking like 170 at one point.
Wow,
That
that's a
ain't
big
good for me. I
difference.
wasn't exercising. I was a fucking lump of shit.
Yeah, but because of your lifestyle, people are far more worried about you now because they don't know that you're just getting in shape than they were back then.
Well, I'm worried about me now too. Believe me.
Yeah. Back then, it was Jim looked healthy. Now it's like, oh
Back
no,
there,
what
you were
happened?
faux gras, Jimmy.
That's me. And that's me. Like when I was drinking. That's my friend Kenny,
at
my
you.
buddy Kenny Hines. That was his basement. Or was it Steve
Wow.
Giacalone?
How old are you there?
My Clockwork Orange should have a bit of attitude with my white
Yeah,
hat.
You
I
really
was a
do
real
have some
badass.
attitude.
That was probably. I might have been 18 there.
Wow, you look like you're definitely a little snot.
Yeah, you are.
A little
You
Jersey
like,
snot.
you already know it all, man. You already know it all. Like, go
Yeah.
ahead, take the fucking picture. I got stuff to do.
Yeah, it's like most kids in my school don't even know what Clockwork Orange is. I have a shirt.
I don't know if you've noticed, but this movie is rated R.
That's right. And for anyone under 17, not welcome. Yeah, I was a tool.
You
That
are
looks
right.
cool. A little attitude.
Yeah.
Jimmy.
Oh my God. You know, Tom,
Yeah, buddy.
you were in the paper yesterday.
I was?
Yeah, and like the little one of those gossip blurbs.
Really?
I think they were saying something like Dave Chappelle after SNL or something. They were like with comedian Tom Papa. I was like, oh, I know him.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
cool. What, on the page 6?
Yeah, like they were just reporting. It was not news. It was basically the Donald Trump story. It's probably where the Donald Trump story should have been. Donald went out to dinner.
Yeah.
It was like, Dave Chappelle was on SNL. Then on Sunday, he went somewhere and Tom Papa was with him. Or something. That was
That's cool. I got a little street cred.
Yeah, you got some.
I was in a cigar bar
That's what it was.
with Alan Havey. Did they mention Alan?
I don't think so.
Alan's a
poor-
fine actor. He's a comedian. He was on Mad Men.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and he was in what was that Matt
Hail
Damon movie?
Caesar.
The Matt Damon movie.
The
he was in.
Informant.
Yes.
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 That's where Al and I became pals when we were working on The Informant together.
Oh, I forgot you were in that too.
We were in Springfield, Illinois. We were working on a Soderbergh picture. Me and Alan Havey. We would drink scotch and wait for the rest of the team to come back.
Alan
we
Havey
only
was-
had one scene.
He was great in Mad Men. He was the.
Was he?
So good.
Yeah, he was the boss that like.
The boss from hell.
No, he came in and they didn't treat him right. Like it was good.
He was so snotty.
He really was. He
Yeah.
was
So I
gonna
was
take
just having
control.
a big cigar there, and then Chappelle walked in. And the cool thing about Chappelle is he's still like he had a big bunch of people, and he saw two comedians and just came over and hung with us for a long time.
So what does the group of people do? Do they just sit back while he hangs out with comedians?
Yeah, they just all hung out over there, and
Yeah.
he came and was talking all about doing the set and stuff. It was pretty cool. That set was pretty amazing.
Did you see him on SNL?
No, I saw moments of it. It was brilliant. It was
He was
so
really
good.
fucking good.
Dave is such a funny fucking stand-up, man. He's truly one of the greats.
He was talking about how scared he was.
Really?
He didn't look it. I mean,
I
from the
know.
clips, that Pulse thing, and I can't. When he does that thing about the Pulse nightclub, it's a deep cover operation. I got to get a Grinder account, jerk a few guys. You know, he probably said suck a dick.
Yeah.
But he cleaned it up for TV.
Yeah.
Oh, he was great, man.
And that last story was brilliant about being at the White House.
Yeah.
I didn't see
DC. Oh, it's so good. You got to watch it.
Okay, I will.
Yeah,
Makes
he
you
did
proud
it.
to be a comedian.
And he did it in such a way where it was like it wasn't annoyingly over political. It
Right.
wasn't like it was just like here's some funny shit
Perfect.
that is in the world that we live in, which is what it's supposed to be, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
so
an interesting
good.
point of view, going into these really dark places.
Yeah.
You find out what's funny about it, and you make people. He's just so good, man.
The sketches were all pretty good too.
Yeah, that first sketch on election
With
night.
Chris Rock?
They were doing election night. When
Yeah.
they're slowly finding out that
Yeah.
Trump is going to win. That was really, really good. Neil Brennan helped write that.
Did he?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was really good. The only thing, I mean, I didn't love the overly sad Kate McKinnon opening.
Yeah.
It's good, though.
There's no-
She was talented. She's talented.
She's awesome.
Yeah.
But it's like people have got to stop
Morning.
with the fucking sniveling. I get you're disappointed, but enough already. Stop it. The whole melodrama of the entire world. Oh my God.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, that's what it was.
it
Like,
was
get
just
it.
because it was him, though. You know, if Romney had beaten her,
No, I
there'd be
know.
a little sadness, but it wouldn't be.
No, I know, but they didn't take none of them took it seriously.
No.
And people still don't know why people really like him. So the arrogance of people is still in place. They still think, just a bunch of dumb rednecks. And that arrogance is basically what cost them the election.
And I think part of it too is that like it's this kind of thinking where people turn on SNL because they want to see what Dave did, which is just
Right.
like I want to see somebody, whether I like what's going on or I don't like what's going on, just please make it funny.
Right.
And so when it starts and it's like, oh, she's actually a good singer, but it's not funny.
Yeah.
You're like, well, what do you mean? We're not watching this to pay tribute.
Plus, Leonard Cohen had just died too, so
Yes.
she did Hallelujah. So that
Right.
wasn't, that kind of made sense.
There was a connection.
Yeah, and look, it got talked about. It was interesting.
Yeah, it was. It was
I
pretty
guess,
provocative.
I guess. But yeah, all the skits were
Funny.
good, and he even figured out a way to bring back all the Chappelle Show characters.
Yeah, that
Oh
was
yeah, I
funny.
heard Donnell. I haven't seen Donnell. I heard Donnell did a sketch.
Yeah, he did.
He looked good.
Yeah. It was really.
Did he do Ashley Larry?
No, he did. Dave's friend from the Haters Ball.
Oh, that's
Have
funny.
you ever seen the Haters? I think Patrice was in that skit.
Bill Burr was in that skit. I vaguely remember it. But
Yeah.
no.
But back to the page 6, did it mention how I looked or anything?
Did you get mentioned in
when-
page 6? Ooh. I didn't hear the step. I didn't
Oh,
see-
you were- yeah.
Yeah, I was.
It said comedian Tom Papa.
Oh, cool.
That means all the.
And his
Put quotes
pal-
around comedian.
And his
They do in the Nattie. A funny man told a joke, and they put in quotes. It's like, it was a joke. It was. It was. Maybe he didn't like it, but it was.
It's not cool that you did that.
it's funny.
But yeah, it was just your name. But it was, hey, here's a guy who's at the places where people go to see and be seen.
Where was
So
the
funny.
cigar? It was always in New York, the cigar bar.
Yeah, down in Soho. Me and it's really two tired comedians don't want to go to a cool club just smoking a cigar on a Sunday night, and Chappelle happened to walk in and run into us.
Is that what's happening with cigar bars now? Like everybody that used to hang out at like the Cellar and stuff are going there because Bobby loves cigar bars. Bobby Kelly.
I won't. It's crazy. You get mouth cancer. It's insanity.
And lung cancer,
Not if you
too,
do
to
it once
smoke.
every 2 months.
No, that's true. But Bobby, I think, is a compulsive person.
Yes, you're
You
right.
think so?
Yeah. I think Bobby is a slave to his instincts.
Yeah, it's a kind of weird how much he smokes.
You could smoke it every couple of months?
Yeah, that's what I do.
Like, how? You won't have
Once
one
a month, once every 2 months.
Oh, so you won't have like one a week or two a week?
No.
Wow.
You could probably handle it healthily like that, right, Jim?
If I could do that, if I could smoke pot once in a while, I would love to.
Right.
I'm just, dude, I know I just can't.
Yeah, you'd see
Right.
like
Stop.
Yeah.
I'm weak. I'm fucking weak.
I gotta do this all the time.
I am the bad lieutenant. I want to jerk off on the side of a fucking girl's car. I'm going to get caught up in gambling. I'm a weak motherfucker.
One thing would trigger all of it.
Oh, I'm the worst. And if that's all it is, I'm just a fucking weakling. I know it. I give up. I lose. I'm a weakling. I'm a pussy. I tap out. I'm fucking weak.
It's okay, Jimmy. You can do it. Just give it a try.
You guys would
you
think
like that friend? Just try it, man. You'll be fine.
It's fun, man.
You're
I do it
strong.
once every couple months. It's
that
no
was the old
biggie.
Jimmy. You're strong now.
Yeah.
Yeah, then then the drugs would look at me like, they'd be looking at me like they were the Joker. "Ah, we've got you now.
It's just such a bad Joker voice.
Wait, AC, what's the matter?
It's really bad.
Oh, here's a comment.
He almost threw up.
just makes me cringe.
It's so bad.
Travis, comment.
It was
I
funny
just
watching
block
you
it
do it
out.
and watching his reaction over your shoulder. First just winced in pain, and then he just grunted.
That would be the only good thing. If Jim would give in to his addictive habits, at least he'd be dead and we wouldn't have to hear about the Joker voice
It
anymore.
makes you weird, feel weird.
Makes me
Like,
feel physically uncomfortable.
Like it gives you the shakes,
Yeah,
right?
like my skin is crawling.
Yeah. It's really bad.
oh, you're not deterring me.
That is what would
The
happen,
drugs
though.
are looking at me as the Joker. I like the setup. The setup is nauseating.
I just felt that people wouldn't see it coming, and that's sneak in my new Joker.
Really is shoehorned
it's a
into
real
there.
fan favorite.
And here's what the drugs would say. What?
Yeah.
It would be that though. You go to a cigar bar once, everybody would think you were having a good time with them, and a month later you'd be in your apartment with empty bottles and pill bottles everywhere.
Or just smoking again. It scares me to go back to cigarettes. I'm amazed by people who can have like one cigarette every 3 weeks, and there are people who can do it. Like there's
Yeah.
plenty of people who smoke, and Travis is shaking his head. I can't do it, man.
My wife, she quit before our daughter was born, and I quit before she was born, and she can have 1 or 2 cigarettes a day now, and I don't know how that's even remotely
Are
possible.
you sure she's not
Yeah.
lying?
No, yeah, because I would see her going out every hour when we're
Right,
home
right.
if she's smoking more. But like, I just don't like. I'm impressed by her self control, but at the same time, I'm like, I would never be able to do that.
But isn't
No,
1 or 2
furious.
cigarettes a day? Like that still seems like a pretty big cigarette habit. I mean, it's not
Yeah,
chain
every
smoking,
day.
but
2 a day is not nearly. It's literally one. It's 10% of what you used to
Yeah,
smoke.
when you
If you do a
have
pack.
cut that down from like 20 a day, it's
Jesus.
impressive.
I was with Dove Davidoff last night, and he was smoking, and he says that he only smokes.
Has he smoked all the time? I don't remember Dove smoking.
He said he only smokes when he comes down to the club, and he'll drink. He'll smoke a couple cigarettes, and then just won't smoke for weeks.
Okay, yeah, some guys do it.
Yeah,
people only smoke cigarettes when they drink, and they only drink, every couple weeks or something. And
Yeah.
they just have a couple cigarettes, and that'll be it.
That would be fun. But again, I admire the ability to do it. I didn't even enjoy smoking after a while. But can you remember smoking 20 fucking cigarettes a day? That's a lot, man.
You're smoking all the time.
And it was the best. It's the best feeling.
You like to smoke, Travis?
I loved it.
You know what the thing about smoking is? You looked cooler when you smoked.
Oh, are you saying I don't look cool now?
Yeah.
No,
but-
because you don't smoke.
Yeah,
you had a
well, you're
cigarette
smoking,
hang-
but just different things.
When your wife's out smoking cigarettes.
Oh, why'd you have to add that?
Yeah, so forcefully.
Because
I can't do it. I remember, you know what cigarette would feel good?
No.
When you get off a plane. And I remember LAX in particular, just a long commercial flight. And you go out there and you're waiting at baggage claim, like right outside. The feeling of the warm LA air, because it's always warmer than where you're coming. And that first cigarette would be like it'd be like shooting heroin. It felt so good to get off a plane and smoke. But the problem is only 1 or 2 a day felt good. The other 18 or 20 felt fucking horrible, and your breath stinks, and you're like, why am I doing this? And you're coughing.
And you couldn't just hold out and wait for the ones that would feel good?
Or if you did, you were so aware, I'm holding out, I'm holding out, I'm holding out.
Couldn't do anything else.
Yeah, plus my whole building's non-smoking now, and everything's going non-smoking.
Yeah, almost all buildings are.
I like how you pointed out there was the commercial flight you're on. When you're private.
Oh, yeah, you're right. That's a good point. I didn't realize
one of those short, not the short private flights.
And the beauty is I've only flown private once, and it wasn't because of me, and it was because Aziz and Amy got the private plane to fucking Toronto, and I hopped on board with Big J and a few of us.
When I'm on one of my rare commercial flights.
Yeah, you're right. Good.
Heading out to the coast.
Yeah, good call. It's one of every commercial flight I've ever taken. Every time I've been on something with wings.
I always see it looks cool like when people do a set and they walk outside the club and just have a cigarette by themselves and just have that reflective moment. That always seems cool to me.
It's like an artist thing, right?
Yeah,
my reflective moment was, why am I doing this for a living? It's uncomfortable.
At least I have my cigarettes.
Yeah, I quit. I remember, I told you, SD walked me to the fucking down the street in December of 2001. That's when we were still on WNEW in the afternoon.
Wow.
Fucking man, I can't believe it. It's weird to know I have not smoked since we got fired from NEW.
It would probably feel really
good now. What do you mean she walked you to
now.
the end of the street?
I quit. I said, Anthony screamed at me because Anthony had quit smoking at one point, and I was like, I'm going to quit because we had a guy and we had that game, What the Hell Is That? And it freaked me out. So I was like, I'm going to quit. I'm going to have one, and Anthony, I'm going to finish this pack of Parliaments.
Right.
And Anthony goes, oh, just throw the fucking things out. Like he was like trying to encourage. So I said, all right, I'm going to have one more. So I took my pack and I threw it out and I went into the fucking hallway in NEW, and we used to smoke in the hallway of the. It's amazing. In 2001, you could still smoke.
Like in the stairwell?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I remember Stinky got high with fucking Rodney Dangerfield in the fucking.
That's amazing.
And I went in, I smoked my last cigarette, which I didn't think would be my last cigarette.
Yeah.
And I went down to the cellar. You could still smoke at the cellar at that point.
Yeah, man.
And I can't believe the Comedy Cellar downstairs would allow smoking in like that tiny room.
A tiny room, smoking and non-smoking in one room. It was like literally this guy was smoking and that guy right next to him was non-smoking.
Yeah, I mean, you forget, like, in all of our lifetimes, restaurants had smoking and non-smoking sections.
Crazy.
They didn't even have walls or anything. It was just like over there, people are smoking.
I used to host those shows. I'd be down there for 5 hours. I would come home.
Stink.
Oh, I would just throw them in like t-shirts in the garbage.
But you kind of got used to it, and that was just expected.
Yeah.
And now, in the rare occasion that, like, once in a while, you work a place in Texas where they still allow smoking, or somewhere, and you're like, oh my god, I forgot. Or a restaurant, you go to a diner. We went to a diner in Dallas somewhere. Like
and
last
they allow
year,
smoking?
Yeah, it was one of those places where you just could, and it wasn't even that much of it, but you just forget what it's like. So anyway, I told her I'm going to quit smoking, and she's like, come with me. And she had quit with the patch, and she walked me down the fucking street, and I got the patch and whatever. And it was like one of the few things I've actually done according to plan. Like usually, like an asshole, I'm like, I'll do it my way, but I did it the way they suggested.
Right.
And it was torture. Colin helped me a lot. I've reused Colin's quote so many fucking times about, the urge to smoke is going to pass whether you smoke or not, because he's a reformed smoker. He quit. And I don't know why that just clicked.
Yeah.
Why don't you do what Voss did and just chew nicotine gum for the rest of your life?
It's amazing. but Voss, in fairness to that fucking Ratso Rizzo faced zero, Rich Voss would literally wake up and light a cigarette and then fall asleep with it. His floor had black marks. He showed me his bedroom floor had black marks where the cigarette fallen out and burned itself out in the night.
Oh my Christ!
He was literally
every fire safety video.
If Voss lights cigarettes now and eats them, he's fine compared to what he used to do. So even though it's bad for the Nicorette, with the fact that he's not doing what he used to do is still good.
Wow.
Because Rich was a bad smoker. He was a 3-pack a day guy. I was really worried about him.
3 packs a day?
Yeah, he was terrible.
Holy cow.
But anyway, you go to the thing, and I wound up doing it. And like when you're drinking water, instead of smoking just the hand, it was very hard. But I don't envy anyone smoking.
Never,
me neither.
Never smoked. Although I think
you're lucky that you just missed it. Like it's just like by chance that you didn't do it.
Right, you just didn't start it,
and you didn't end up having to wrestle this giant to the ground.
You don't have to deal with it.
It's so crazy.
You never did.
No.
So is it then if you when did you start smoking cigars? Like just kind of recently, or
no, a couple of years after school, after college.
And was that a thing where you were like,
I went for years with like no cigars at all.
Right.
I mean, as an adult, a little bit more. Like I don't know, last 5 years or so. But very infrequently. I don't do it that often.
But when you first start, yeah, I'm going to see if I enjoy a cigar. Was there no part of you that was like, oh, but I've never started cigarettes. I don't want to get addicted.
No,
You're just
it's such a different thing.
Yeah, it is, right?
Yeah, it's so different.
Jim, you and Travis should go out for a cigarette just to see if you still like it. Travis,
No, it's a terrible idea.
Why? Why? Just to see?
Because I know I would.
Well, we don't know.
How much did you smoke a day?
A packet a day.
A pack a day, yeah.
No.
I just can't
It's
do it.
expensive now.
Yeah, I can't imagine.
What was your brand?
Marlboro, then Parliament, then Camel, then whatever was on sale because it was like $10.
Dude, I
That's
remember
when the
being,
addiction really kicked in. You're like,
Yeah.
whatever's the cheapest, just give me something.
But I remember when it was $2 a pack.
Yeah, when I was touring with Dice, I remember we were in San Francisco. I think it was my first time in San Francisco in the late 90s. And I went into the hotel because Dice would always stay in the fucking, 5-star hotels. And so they had the gift shop. And I bought cigarettes. I guess it was $5.25. It was something like that. And I remember telling them, you should be embarrassed charging these prices.
That's what you said?
Yes.
What a piece of shit.
Yeah, you're not wrong. I was in my early 30s and I sounded like my name should have been fucking. I was Helen Bergeron. How could you do this?
Was the cashier embarrassed?
No.
You should be embarrassed for charging these
Yes.
prices.
I thought they'd lower it.
You should be embarrassed by your addiction, stupid.
We are horrified here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Take $2 off.
Yeah, I believe me. I knew I didn't have to tell that story, but it was humiliating.
It really was. I'm glad you did.
Yeah.
I love that.
I acted like the Joker, and I was like, when I take over Gotham, I'll lower prices.
Why would the Joker lower
For
prices?
cigarettes, it's bad for you.
Oh, I see. That is very villainous. It's very,
That one was
very
good.
villainous. Again, it doesn't come across as demonic
Sure it does.
to me at all. I think my favorite smoking person ever was Dice. I think it was only like 3 years ago. He walked in here. Like, it was well after smoking indoors was a thing that people did.
That no one did anywhere.
Anywhere. And he walked into this studio and just lit up a cigarette and started smoking. He got in the whole show got in so much trouble because it goes up in the vents. And, 20 years ago, nobody would have noticed.
No.
But now, even the hint of cigarette smoke, everybody's so sensitive to it. So every studio that's on this duct system, cigarette smoke. Like the morning mashups over there
What's
with
the
cigarette
problem?
smoke. And
Chappelle smoked in almost every sketch he was in
Yeah.
on SNL. He was smoking. He smoked the whole show.
yeah, he did.
Yeah.
I thought he looked cool. I was like, yeah, I wish more people did that.
Even when we were at the cigar bar, he's like, "No, man, I smoke cigarettes."
He just lights up because
Yeah.
he's Chappelle, and it's like I'm sure some people tell him not to, but the majority of people are like, we can do it. It's Dave
Yeah,
Chappelle.
it's Dave Chappelle.
You can't do it in a restaurant or an airport. Like they don't care who you
Right.
are there. But that's like a health code thing. But
Yeah.
a cigar bar.
He probably feels good about it. There's something about smoking now, especially when you're Dave Chappelle, where culturally we've gotten to the point where you're not supposed to, right? Like it's looked at as a bad thing.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
But Chappelle's like, no, I can do it.
No, definitely.
Yeah, I'm still gonna smoke, I think, and I'll do it on TV.
I'm Chappelle.
And I'll still be beloved.
He smoked. I remember this about Dave. I remember bumming cigarettes off him at the Boston Comedy Club, and he actually got me into these. I forget what they were called, but they were Canadian cigarettes. He would buy these Canadian. They were fucking. They tasted. What were they called? The big brand in Canada.
I forget.
Poutine.
Nope, that's a food.
No.
Just lighting up gravy fries.
Yeah, I forget, but they were really good, and they tasted so much different than. What's that?
Dunhill?
Dunhill. I was
Ooh,
going to say Dunhill. That's
fancy
also
ones.
a cologne too. Yeah. No, Export A. Export A is what it was.
Oh, strong smokes, even for medium. By
which
no
the
means a bad
blues
quality.
are.
But they do have
They were
a
good? Were they really
harshness
good?
to them.
Yeah, I remember them. They tasted so different than American cigarettes. Export A. That's right.
It says they have a prominent Virginia flavor combined with a slightly chemical taste. I'd say this brand will either grow on you or be too strong for you.
And it's a weird. It was a weird
big,
package.
strong Norton, it grew on him.
Because you
Their packs
opened
are
it,
different.
yeah, it was like you pull it up, it was like a dresser drawer,
Yeah.
and they'd all be lined up, like laying next to each other instead of standing up like little Nazis. Canada, it's a more casual place. They're all laying there. What's going on? You want to smoke me or no, man? Ooh, cigarette, kid of a million voices.
In Canada, do they still put pictures of tumors and shit on the boxes?
Yeah, it's the law.
Yeah, why would they do that? It's just some fucking picture of a black guy from the Great Santini. Oh shit. I'm gonna hurt you, Red.
I don't know.
I know.
Yeah.
Tuma, I swear to God, I didn't mean to shoot you, Tuma.
I appreciate your enthusiasm, but I don't know.
You've really increased your range of voices.
Thank you. That was a damn good one.
Yeah, it was.
I believe that was Michael Rooker. And was that Ernie Hudson who played Toomer? I don't remember. No, I forget the guy's
I
name.
like how you don't even know your impressions. They just, it's
Well, I
almost
know
like
the name of the
it's almost like
character.
they just come through you.
Who played Toomer in The Great Santini?
Adrian, I can't believe you don't know this off the top of your head, bro.
Well, yeah, no,
like,
I mean-
what kind of producer are you that you don't know who played Toomer in The Great Santini? You have to look that shit up.
That was so good. That was with Gwyneth
Robert
Paltrow.
Duvall.
Toomer was Toomer Smalls. Everybody knows this. Stan Shaw plays.
Oh,
it.
yeah, Stan
He
Shaw.
was in Harlem Nights too, I think. Or maybe he wasn't.
Yeah.
Jimmy, you're the only one who does a Stan Shaw impression.
I do, but I only do him as that.
Nobody knows him as anything, so it
Yeah,
doesn't matter what
Tommy, you don't know that guy's face? He's been around for
mean,
years.
He just passed away, I think.
I hope.
Did he?
I know his face, but like he hasn't done anything.
He's not dead yet, you liar.
Oh, I was thinking of the other guy.
I'm gonna hurt you. I'm gonna hurt you, Tom. He was carrying around. He was delivering honey on a fucking wagon, and the racist Michael Rooker plays the best racist.
The best.
I believe it was Michael Rooker in that movie, right? And Robert Duvall played Bolt Meacham, ex-military guy with his family.
Right.
And he's kind of a fucking dominating, shitty alpha male, but he
Yeah.
loves his family. And Blythe Danner was his wife. And the son, the 17-year-old son, was friends with this black kid named Toomer. When Toomer would sell jars of honey, and the racist kid, I remember the sound of the honey jars dropping. He was breaking Toomer's honey, and he's dropping them.
When you were younger, did you used to watch movies over and over again?
What else was I going to do?
I'm just
Two choices when you're a kid.
Yeah.
You watch a movie, you suck a dick.
Whoa, where did you grow up?
All right, sorry, you don't like movies. Tom's like, we didn't have cable.
Movies? What are these movies you speak of?
Sports fans.
The Great Santini.
Yeah, The Great Santini.
You're signing the Great Santini.
Well, the reviews are saying it's a triumph, so I guess.
No, that's an insult, dog. Oh, shit. Wait.
So stupid.
So what? I'm being
That's
cute.
an insult, dog?
Yeah, what's that? Something like, Santa, fuck. I'll meet him, chews his nails while the kids eat cotton candy.
Okay, hogs. I've listened to you bellyache about moving to this
It's The
new
Great
town. This
Santini. Who
bellyache
cares? It's a 1979
15, 30
movie.
hours.
He's like an obscure Rich Little.
Not affect them around this corner.
Yeah, he is.
Do I make myself clear?
Yes, sir.
I know it's rough to leave your friends and move every year. But you are Marine kids and can
You watching this going like, oh yeah, that's when movies were movies.
This was awesome.
This was a great
This is
movie.
fucking good.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's
Why,
Robert,
Sam,
fucking Robert Duvall.
you don't like movies? You don't like classic movies? You don't put on Turner classic movies when you're home?
I generally, don't go towards TCM.
I do all the time.
Do you? Do you
Oh,
love TCM?
I love TCM.
I'm one of these millennials with his apps and his on-demands and
Oh.
things. Yeah, HBO Go.
With your short attention span.
That's it. I watch the comedies, you know.
That was such a good movie.
The Great Santini.
Yeah, Blythe Danner was great. It's just a good fucking movie. I mean, yeah, it's not Duvall's best, but I just liked it.
Yeah.
Wasn't it
Fast
an
forward
award
to Toomer
winner?
getting the honey jars dropped.
From The Great
whatever.
Santini.
I forget it.
From The Great Santini.
I'm laughing.
You don't do
Yeah,
impressions.
there he is.
Wait, what was that?
There he is.
It's from The Sandlot.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
Because you sounded like the great douchebaggy. Wow.
I didn't give you an out.
No, I did.
He wasn't even kidding on that one. That's what made
Wow,
it hurt.
hold on. I'll so we. All right, hey. Fair enough.
I wanted to laugh, but you just did it so enthusiastically.
You're
And I was
right.
like, wait, if this sits there.
No, you were right.
He was really trying.
You weren't wrong. I'll accept that was a surprisingly absolute bomb.
Oh, I love it.
That was a good
I
one.
love it. We should take a break. Unless you want
yeah.
to watch more clips from The Great Santini.
I want nothing more, and neither does the audience. We got Zach Amico coming in
Yes.
at I guess 9:30. He was very funny at the roast battle I saw him with for Comedy Central.
He just won the New York roast battle tournament at the stand.
Yep.
He won the championship belt. Yeah, Bobby Kelly was supposed to come in. That's why we were talking about people getting sick at the
sick?
beginning of the show. Yeah, he's vomiting at
Yeah.
home.
No.
He said he got a stomach bug.
I saw him last night.
Oh boy, is he lying?
No, I mean, it's hard to tell. He never looks that great.
Yeah. I'm leaving for Florida tomorrow. I'm only doing Friday, Saturday.
Where you going? What
To the Improv.
So why are you leaving tomorrow if you're only doing Friday, Saturday?
Okay, to do morning press probably Friday, and there was a fuck up.
Oh.
Where originally I'm supposed to do Thursday, Friday, Saturday, but the club has a private event that they didn't tell us about.
Oh.
And then my agent puts me on a Sunday, and I can't do Sundays because I work here.
Right.
So I got fucked. It's really annoying. I almost canceled the whole weekend, but I can't.
I hate when those things happen.
Well, Florida's glad that you didn't. I'll tell you that right now.
Yeah, I don't want to disappoint 40 people.
I have a big show tonight.
Oh, what's the big show?
The live Come to Papa show at the Village Underground.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Do we announce who's
Jimmy
going to
is
be
one of
doing
the
it?
alums. What's that?
Do we announce who's going to be doing it, or is that a surprise?
I'm not on tonight.
Jimmy's not on tonight.
No. He's not allowed.
Gary Goldman is, and Ryan Hamilton and Dave Hill and Gerard Carmichael.
Oh.
Yeah, it's a big one. 8 o'clock tonight at the Comedy Cellar.
You love doing those? Come to Papa's?
I do. I do it monthly.
Yeah.
And, it's like a classic radio show. We have music and scripted stuff.
Comedians love it because we don't have to be off book, as they say. You just hold your script, and the crowds are great. They get it. It's like, again, old timey radio. Rick Chrome does the sound effect. It's a real fun show to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it seems like audiences have really started to love it.
And, you give it to... I write the whole thing, but, I only have to get it funny enough. Because comedians, when they're on stage, they're not going to bomb. So
Right.
if they do a read and it's like my joke kind of falls on its ass, they'll just add a joke and make it better. So
Right.
it's pretty,
That's amazing. How long does it take you to write them?
a couple days.
What?
Yeah, well, I really work hard on it. It's a craft.
Were you an old-timey, radio fan and just thought,
I really
this...
liked Prairie Home Companion.
Yeah.
Garrison Keillor.
Yeah.
And I always thought, what would it be like to have that show in the hands of comedians? Mm-hmm. Because his was funny, but it was also kind of, folksy, quiet. And I was like, what if it was really just balls out funny?
Yeah.
And so that's what I try and do.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So that's tonight at 8 o'clock at the Cellar.
Good. Well, if you're in New York, make sure you see Come to Papa tonight at the Cellar. And go to jimnorton.com for his Florida dates. We'll be back with Zach Amico.
Oh.
And Tom Papa right after this.
We're here with Tom Papa, of course, and Zach Amico is coming. What's up, buddy?
Hi, Zach.
Hey guys, thanks so much for having me. I'm
Yeah.
excited, man.
I'm glad you're here. You've never been on before.
Now,
Cool.
No
way.
Zach is very, very funny. He's
Yes.
gotten very, very good at saying very mean things about people.
Right?
yeah, I finally found my thing.
Yeah.
It's fun, isn't it?
Oh, it's fucking beautiful.
Roasting. Sorry,
Especially when it's like my best friend's girlfriend. Oh, such a joy.
Yeah, you get to attack.
Oh,
It's weird how roasting gives comics an excuse to just be comics. Like, it allows us just to say whatever you... Because roasting is what comics want to do all the time, just be fucking mean.
Yeah.
Like, we always want to be mean and precise. But a lot of times it's hard to do, so it's nice to have the reason to do it.
Someone was saying that about our dinner the other night. Amy posted a picture of the dinner and saw all these comedians, and people are like, "Oh, that must be so fun. It must be so funny at the table." I'm like, "It's the meanest table you could possibly be at."
Yeah, it's not.
That's what makes us happy.
Everybody's just having a good time. Yeah, that's what. When we did Stone Cold's podcast, we were in LA, Jim and I. Stone Cold Steve Austin asked Jim, "Hey, if you have a new joke that you're working on, do you go up to other comedians and run it by them?" And Jim let him know the verbal beating that he would take if he started doing a bit in front of his comedian
You ever hear a
friends.
comic do that when they do bits when they talk to you? It's fucking awful.
oh, especially if they don't introduce it first and they're just trying a bit out on you. It's fucking gross.
You try and sneak it in.
Yeah, if they tell you, what do you think I'm trying this line? I get weird texts from like Dave will text me at fucking 2 o'clock in the morning with an idea for, it's like these weird, brilliant joke ideas that, of course, I didn't think of. He's like, "You got anything like this?" And I'm like, "No, I wish I did."
Right.
Thanks for reminding me.
I know, that's really infuriating.
I also think roasting is so popular right now because it's like we're not allowed to bully anymore. Like nobody's allowed to make fun of anybody.
That's right.
So they
a good point.
create this space where don't worry, it's okay, and everybody can make fun of whoever we want because as humans, we love it.
There's
everybody.
like this last bastion of PC culture now, where
Yeah.
we have this one thing where where everyone literally knows, oh no, this is supposed to be mean and horrible.
Yeah.
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 And
Yeah,
then,
yeah,
and even then, it's a little harsh for them once in a while. But it was at the taping where I saw Zach. They were there was one guy who the crowd was like, "Oh," but he was pretty harsh. But it was still funny. I mean, it was still enjoyable.
Yeah, everyone knows what they're in for. Like last night, we had one. I judged with Voss last night, and the crowd, there was a few people upstairs. Like, I think there's a show downstairs. You guys want to see what it is?
Oh,
they were not prepared. They were just horrified. They just sat horrified for the full hour and a half.
Who did you beat for the stand in New York at the stand?
Finals was me and JP McDade, who's fucking brilliant.
That was really good.
Jim, you saw him in the tape, and big tall guy that faced the Amico.
Oh, he's funny, man. Yeah.
And he's a great one-liner comic, so he's built for the roast battle. He's tremendous.
And you beat him in the finals?
Yeah, and he is the only person that's beaten me so far, so I got my win back.
What about Mike Lawrence? You ever go against Mike?
I believe me and Mike are going to battle next month.
Oh, yeah?
But it's going to be...
That's like the clash of the champions.
That'd be very interesting.
Yeah, he's so
and
funny.
me and Mike are good friends for a long time. We're very excited.
He's a great guy.
Lawrence was really funny. We were on that...
Well, he did he won the Comedy
in
Central
Montreal,
special.
Yeah, he's very, very funny. He's really good off the cuff. And I know who JP is. He's really good, man.
Zach, and the reason why I was like, it's just in our culture that we want to see it is because it's also, you want to see, Zach had a video, I don't know if you've seen it, that went completely viral, roasting this like attractive girl. And it was, everybody just latched onto this thing because it was like, it was our revenge. It was every guy that ever wasn't talked to by a pretty girl.
A
and
very
Zach
funny chick named Karen Feehan.
Oh, I think I met her last night.
Yeah, who dates Louis J. Gomez.
Yeah. She was
my best friend's girlfriend.
Oh, okay.
And that was my first battle. And she came in. She's great now. She's done it a bunch, but she came in and I don't think she really understood the concept. I think she got the same mean things part, but no one gave her the part where it's also a joke.
Right.
And she just said like mean things in a row. And
she's funny. She was quick.
Yeah, she's very good.
There were two video selections to choose from. One was 20,000 views. One was 2 million views. Adrian chose the 20.
You got 2 million views? Oh, good for you.
20,000. Yeah.
Right. I didn't. It's funny. I never knew her before, and watching her and Lewis roast each other, I thought she was really funny, and so is he. I was like, I give them both credit. Like he took the gloves off.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's a strong relationship. Voss and Bonnie are like that. They just say horrible shit. Like I would be so resentful if my chick said shit like that to me.
You would?
Great.
Yes.
You wouldn't be able to handle it well?
No.
Trust me, it's funny on stage with the two of them. When you're just in a room with the two of them, unbearable.
Oh, it's caustic.
Oh, this fucking cunt in Puerto Rican just going at it. It's just an I Love Lucy episode that never gets funny.
So are you just roasting, like, how much of your time is spent roasting versus actually doing traditional stand-up?
After this tournament was literally just a month of my life writing jokes, because I'm going more towards I'm doing a lot more roasts, and then I do stand-up a couple times a week. But the roasting is starting to be my thing. Yeah.
Yeah. But I was talking to Mike Lawrence about it, and he was just talking about the research that a good roaster has to put in.
Right.
Like, because you have to write jokes all the time, but you also have to research to make sure you're hitting the right stuff, just all the time.
Yeah, and we can't reuse shit.
Right.
So I'm like spending all this time writing, and then I have to throw it out. Like sometimes I can retool something to make it about somebody else if I don't use it. But with these, we all kind of have an agreement that we don't reuse anything on each other.
Yeah, and you had a couple of specific, I won't repeat them because they might air on Comedy Central, but there was a couple of really fucking mean, specific, obviously from research, that I didn't know about the other guy, but it was still funny. Like, you don't have to know shit when somebody references the death of someone else's family member.
Yeah, to know that it's terrific.
It's great. I don't have to know how the guy's dad died or whatever. I just know that you're like, and your dead dad, like, oh.
Yeah, the guy I faced on the taping is Evan Williams, also really funny.
Yeah.
And we went out to a diner together and just told each other every sad thing about our lives. And I realized like a half an hour into each other telling each other who's dead and whose family. I was like, anyone walking by thinks we're on the world's worst first date right now.
Were you doing that for this reason?
Yeah, we went out together just to give each other shit for roast battle.
Wow.
We all the people that do it at the stand all the time. We pretty much, if you're facing somebody, we make a point to go out together, go have a meal, and like to become friends first.
That's kind of cool. Okay.
So it's like that Mike Birbiglia improv movie, except you're all saying terrible things about each other.
Oh, I would just make shit up. Dude, I'm devastated because I was fucking 3 models and one of them died. My cock broke her in half. Oh.
Has anybody taken it like too personally? Like to the point where it's like, oh, that's like
one kid who I don't want to name was at the stand and ran upstairs crying.
No,
it was pretty brutal.
Rich boss.
He ran upstairs crying?
Yeah.
What was it? Was he bombing, or was she bombing, or was this something somebody said about them?
He was bombing, and then I think somebody just hit him with something he wasn't ready for.
Wasn't that
Like
the
family or something like
Probably,
that? Usually,
I
that's
think
usually
so.
what it is, yeah.
As somebody's bombing, you don't let up at all. Like you don't, like you're still going to kill. You're not going to go half speed because they're bombing,
Right.
And then you make the bombing even worse.
Yeah, I mean, because they're at the point where like this is like a YouTube thing. Like people like look up. Like there's a whole roast culture now where people like look us all up. So you can't waste the opportunity.
No,
Yeah, 2 million views. It's almost 3 million.
almost 3 million.
Jeez.
That's probably your big. This is.
So you really destroyed her in this one?
I caught her. I caught her off guard up top.
You want to
And,
hear a little of it?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Shit. I feel like I'm never going to be able to get a boner because I'm standing next to you.
It's like a battle between the stripper and the
You
bouncer.
probably skip a little ahead until Lewis is off stage.
That's just a good rule of thumb, right?
Yeah.
That's funny.
Karen Feehan's comedy career is like a poor kid's Xbox controller. It won't be able to last much longer with just the double A's that it came with.
His tits are way bigger than mine.
This is a great crowd.
She didn't seem rattled.
No.
Zach is hilarious. He's actually the funniest one on Lewis's podcast, which is like saying he's the guy with the highest T-cell count on the AIDS floor. I'm just kidding. He would look way better if he had AIDS.
Maybe later you can give it to me.
That's the fun part.
I like how you stick your belly out when you're confident.
That's how I establish my dominance. I puff up like
Like a bear.
Guys, Karen Feehan is a real pro. A lot of comics get butterflies in their stomach before they go on stage, but not Karen. Because all of her butterflies have drowned in black guys' cum.
Funny.
It's racist.
What did she say?
It's racist.
Zach and I, we actually have a lot in common. We both wear makeup. We both love films. We both eat too much. I'm just kidding. He's disgusting. What, babe? You are.
Oh, is that the bit? Okay.
There you go. That was your joke.
Karen got banned from this very comedy club for getting blackout drunk and calling the booker a faggot. Or as she calls it, networking. Usually to stop getting booked at a comedy club, all Karen has to do is her act.
That's great. If you want to see it, Google. I don't know why they call him nerdy comedian.
I think it's because they wanted to
make it
viral.
It started as nerdy comedian the first day it started getting shared, and then it went to chubby comedian, then it went to fat guy. I absolutely love getting called Michael Moore every single day on YouTube.
right.
That's funny.
We're tweeting it out at Jim and Sam Show on Twitter. So
But here's what I
find
like
it.
about her: like that she got her ass kicked in that one, but she's ballsy enough to still go out and do it again. Like she doesn't say
And
she
she's
really
gotten
cares.
great.
Yeah, she was very funny in the roast battle, and so was Lewis.
And she's hot.
Yeah,
You have to go in though, guns blazing, because like Zach does. You haven't been here when Lloyd Kaufman has been up here, have you? He's the guy.
No,
in
I
charge
was
of
away.
Trauma. Yeah.
yeah, I know.
Zach does all that stuff, but he does like naked rolls.
Oh, you do.
Yeah, I AD'd his last two features, and in exchange for that job, he asked me to be naked for like a half an hour in his new movie.
Oh, that's cool.
It was like a game of gay chicken basically, and I refused to back down.
Oh, wow.
And so like there's plenty of stuff out there about you to make fun of.
Yeah, I
know
have,
what I mean?
I have a pretty open life, but
Right.
even Jeff Ross the other day was like, "What are you going to say about Zach that's going to like shake him at this point?"
Right. It's all there.
Yeah, because like my whole act is basically what's wrong with me. You're the sum of your flaws. Is something Big J told me once, and I feel the same way. So I mean, there's nothing you can really say that's going to hurt me at this point.
Right. The sum of your
I
flaws.
would have done it good naturedly.
What do you like?
how would you
How
have
so?
done it?
Hey, Zach, there's only half a beard. What, did the other one leave or something? You know.
What do you mean half a
I guess.
Just
Other one?
good-natured.
Like there's two beards?
Yeah, zing.
That's not a zing.
It's a zing battle.
How great would that be?
Jimmy Norton zing battle.
If they advertise like Jim Norton's going to be at roast
And
battle
then you
this
just do really
week.
good-natured, weak, awful jokes.
Yeah, it just came up into Josh good-naturedly.
Where's your glass? Where you can't see too good or what?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Ever try contacts? I hate when they dry out.
Just keep it good-natured.
It's so bad.
Yeah.
It's so bad.
Yeah.
Well, we were on break. I meant to tell you we were talking about Trump, and Tom was saying that it was the one thing that you couldn't get over was that he just completely denies climate change.
It's so strange that you're going to have a president that's going to say that it doesn't. Yeah, that it
doesn't exist at all. And it's so funny that you brought that up because I never forget. Like I watched Celebrity Apprentice all the time, and before he was running for president or anything like that,
Yeah.
he stood in front because he just used that show just to get because he loves being in front of people,
Sure.
and just saying things.
Yeah.
So he stands in front of this group of celebrities, and they're on a roof in New York, and it's like a cold day. You know, it's the winter, and he's standing in front of them, and he's like, "So, how many of you believe in global warming?" And I'm like, "Oh, he must be leading to what the big task is for the episode."
Yeah.
And like a couple of them raise their hand, and he just leans in and he goes, "So then why is it so cold?" Anyway, he goes,
No.
and he left it in the episode.
Oh, no.
Like it was a total non
Like
sequitur.
it was poignant.
Yeah, and he's like,
Well, the other footage was just a half an hour of him saying the N-word.
Do you know I heard they had footage of that, like him dropping that, but they guess they can't release it because they're afraid of being sued. But I heard that they had that. It may have just been a rumor.
I heard that rumor too.
I feel like somebody would have released it by now if it existed.
Maybe they
Yeah.
would have taken the big picture and just said this is political, important.
the guy who created it, what's Mark, whatever his name is, said,
Burnett.
Mark Burnett put out a thing as soon as that rumor started that was like nobody is allowed.
Doesn't matter.
to put
Edward
these
Snowden
tapes out.
and fucking and Bradley Manning released shit. I mean, you know, they don't always care about getting in trouble for something like that. Even though
Legally.
one went to jail, one to Russia. Bad examples.
Yeah, they don't give a fuck. They're whatever. Devil may care attitude, I suppose.
Yeah.
Why is it so cold?
Because if they had tape of that and him saying that would be a bigger picture than the pettiness of suing someone for showing you that he said.
Yeah, then he would have won the popular vote too.
It would be difficult for Donald Trump to be able to come back from that and by suing. You know what I mean? Like he would probably just want to bury
Well,
it
Mark Burnett would have sued.
as quickly as possible. And I don't think Mark Burnett would have, in the long run, sued because he would have come across like a Trump apologist.
Maybe.
And if he's dropping N-bombs. Although, if you can get away with saying that you grabbed a girl by the pussy, you can get away with a lot.
Sure. Imagine
lot.
if he had that in the same sentence, just describing the girl whose cunt he grabbed. What is that tiny little laptop? It's driving me crazy.
This
What?
is the MacBook Air.
I hate the Air.
Why do you
Air,
hate
it's
the
so
Fucking
great.
hate it. It's not good. I mean, I'm not gonna throw it.
So good.
I mean, it is. I mean, light and airy. It's no lie. But I mean, it's
Yeah.
just too fucking small.
You
and
get
there's
all
this-
your work done, and it
they
just
can't
slides
plug
in your-
anything in. Fucking Apple. Why do they hate plugging shit
What
in?
do you got to plug in?
Anything.
What?
I don't know. My fucking things.
What
That's true.
What things do you
Headphones?
have? What? You have a headphone
There's a
jack?
headphone jack in there.
It's too small.
It's perfect.
By the way, he's got the new phone with no headphone jack.
You got it? You said the other night we were going to go together.
Oh, no. Did you go
come
without
on.
Because
Tom?
my phone was shitting the bed. I had to get a fucking phone.
Where'd you get it?
I went to the Verizon. I went to Apple on 68th. They had it. Black, no fucking SIM. I mean, no whatever the fuck, unlocked.
Can I see it?
Yeah, just don't go through the photos.
I know. Jimmy, we were sitting at dinner the other night. Jimmy's going through his phone. I think it was Instagram or something. I'm like, your phone is so much more interesting than mine. Every shot is just something I haven't seen ever.
Right. Like if somebody
Mine's
took,
all like puppies and children and
Yeah. if somebody took your phone, it'd be like, at least I have the contacts backed up. That's fine. If somebody took Jim's phone, it'd be, oh, fuck.
By the way, people were telling me we were talking about backing up to the iCloud. Why I won't do it? You don't have to back your photos up, but you do have to back up your text messages.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
The text messages are the problem
Pictures. I don't care if people see my dick
for you? Right.
or some girl's twat. I don't care about that.
But can't you just back up photos? I think you could just, you don't have to back up text messages.
you do.
You just click no.
There's no
Swipe
option.
no.
There's no option for it.
I don't know if that's true.
I guarantee there is. I've
All
looked.
right. Well, I mean, I'll take your word for it. You seem to have more protected. Do you have anything on your phone, Zach, that you would
I am
want?
in a committed relationship for the last 3 years, so this.
Oh, really?
This phone is pretty okay.
Yeah.
This phone is clean.
This phone I could get stolen, and it's just pictures of my dick, like playing the guitar and shit.
Right. It's just your dick for funsies.
Yeah.
So you don't really, you honestly, like, you don't care. Do you lock your phone or no?
Nope.
Wow. And you don't have pictures on there you're embarrassed by?
No, I mean, Sam was just saying I'm naked in like 2 movies now, so like.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
That's to be honest with you, Jim. I have a 2-gauge Prince Albert. I want everybody to see my cock.
Do you really?
Yeah. Yeah, dude. I stretched the ring for fucking 4 years.
What is 2-gauge?
God.
It's a 14 gauge would be a regular earring.
Yeah.
A 14 gauge
and a 2-gauge.
So that's like
there's a big thick earring in the head of his penis.
yeah.
What?
So I want everyone to see my dick all the time.
Wait, what?
Tom was like, "What is happening here, gentlemen? What are we talking about?"
excuse
So which one is the 2-gauge? The small one up there? I'm looking at a picture of an ear.
Yeah. By the way, the small one is grotesquely large.
Yeah.
Wait, why would you put that in your penis?
I've always wanted. I saw the movie Strangeland when I was in high school, and a guy gets his dick pierced, and ever since then I was like, "Oh, that's a thing I need."
Yeah.
Really? Were you very sexually active in high school?
Not until the end of high school, Jimmy.
Oh my God.
God. That's
For the listeners, I just showed Jim Norton my cock.
Does it look painful?
Yeah, man.
Wow.
Wow.
So that's always it's like a hoop earring at the end.
Yeah, it's a captive bead, so you have to use a tool to take it out.
Oh my God.
Jeez. When you have sex, you have to take it off.
Oh God, no.
You
That's the
keep-
only reason I ever used to get laid.
Aren't you afraid of getting it
really?
like ripped off or no?
No, it's really right in the meat. I don't think it's gonna.
Does it go into the hole where you piss or no?
Yeah, it goes in the urethra and out the bottom of the
Does
head.
that mean you piss on it when you piss?
I guess, but
But it is what it is.
Piss is pretty sterile, yeah.
Yeah.
But what about infection, though? You worry about infection? You have to clean it? Does it smell? Cause I've kissed girls on the neck, and that little gauge earring they have stinks.
Yeah, if you don't take care of it. But I mean, I've never had a problem with it. I got it when I was like 18, and I started stretching it after that. And I've never really. I mean, I'm also a fucking pervert, so I used to have dominatrixes hang shit off of it while they beat me.
Oh, interesting.
Really?
Okay.
Because then it's like a control thing where you can't jerk off. So I had a girl that used to like put a gallon of water on it and slowly fill it. But then when it comes off, the fucking release, you know.
But wait a minute. So what? How your dick is going to rip off if you don't do it properly? You got to do that a certain way.
She was a pro.
Okay.
She was.
She knew what she was doing.
She was a go-getter and a professional.
Yeah, you gotta watch certain one. I read a story recently of like 2-3 years girl a guy died because he was into mummification, which is crazy to me. I'm so claustrophobic that does nothing for me. It's where they want to be mummified and then a little hole cut in the thing.
Is
And-
it
and
stimulating for you
suffocate.
sexually?
Died.
No, it's the same.
It's just right.
It's the same. But I mean, I've met it. I think it's on a lot of girls' like sluck it list, where they're like, I gotta try that once. I've gotten.
What do they say about
Just
it?
Zach, point the mic a little bit more.
Oh,
down.
sorry,
That's
buddy.
okay.
What do they say about it? Is it a difference? It must
When
be
a girl
difference.
really knows her box, usually they know what position that it'll work in, and they'll have a good time.
Wow.
Or they're just lying to me, but I don't care.
Right.
I can see a girl
that
liking it.
Yeah, you could sit there and just say, "Yeah, I have a Prince Albert 2-gauge,"
Yeah,
and they're like, "There's women that'll be like, I have to use that.
yeah.
I have to
definitely
that should be inside me. I
gotten
need
more
to."
pussy than I would ever have deserved in my life because of that.
What a great trick! I hope there are a lot of people out there right now that do not get laid. They're just all lining up to get their dicks pierced.
You just try it.
Yeah, because you can just take it out, right?
Yeah, if you don't like it, take it out.
But if you took it out now,
If I took it out now, I'd have like a hole there, but it's
Hole
not
in-
like pee would come out of it. Like it would close up enough, but it's never going to heal all the way.
But you'd always have a hole in your dick.
Yeah,
That sounds really.
Lordy.
Because I've seen people who have the gauge. What's it called? It's the thing you have in your.
Oh, this is a Monreal, and then this in the middle is a Lebret.
The Lebret. I've seen people who had a Lebret taken out, and you can still see the little hole
Right.
from it having been there. I never got pierced, or I don't like the pain of it, or no tattoos or any of it. It just kind of freaks me out, like scares me.
Yeah.
But I understand the dominatrix angle. I knew a dominatrix who I used to see. You know the story Colin tells about we came back from Iraq?
Yes.
I ran out of the fucking airport to go see a dominatrix.
Yes.
And without even saying goodbye. That's a true story. That girl, who was very, very beautiful, she would tell me stories about clients, not by name, but just guys that had done it. She said one guy was a doctor, and he liked it when she would take a scalpel and put it slightly in the hole of his cock and slice up. Not, again, to do tremendous damage, just to tear.
Tom, that's kind of your thing, right?
I'm so nauseous.
Yeah, not as much.
I'm nauseous, and Zach is eyes just lit up.
The guy Bob Kelly's stomach.
I got to make a call after this.
Yeah. She said she would slice up a little bit, and the thing that he liked about it is when he would piss for the next few days, it would burn, and he would think it would be like other girls. I'll spank. You know, I'm not that hardcore, but they like when they feel it the next day, or if you bite someone, they like when they feel it the next day. It reminds them. And that was what he would like about it, apparently. I was fucking crazy.
So fucking
Do you
crazy.
still do the dominatrix thing? Or
No, my chick's. I'm now in a committed relationship with a preschool teacher, and she's.
Yay! She ever bring home perks?
Lots of paste.
You should go through her phone.
Yay! Give Prince Albert a kiss.
Oh, just Uncle Paul trying to set up really gross threesomes.
Yeah.
They love shiny things.
How about me, you, and a Care Bear?
Oh.
Yay! Kiss the little shiny ring.
Does your gal ever want you just to take it out and not have it around?
I'll tell you, she's gonna hate that I said this. So it's captive bead ring. You need a tool to take it out. For a while, it was loose enough that I could take it out because when I get blown, like there's a lot in the way.
Right.
And it's like knocking around in their teeth. So like so for a while, if she was gonna blow me, I would take it out. But then it got too loose. And one day we fucked, and afterwards, I took my dick out, and there's just nothing on the end of it. Oh, no. And I was like, oh, no. And I reach in her, and I get the ring, and I'm like, oh, thank God. And then I was like, oh, there was a ball at the end of this.
Oh, no.
And it's just her squatting over the bed, and me with like 2 fingers like up against the wall, and I'm trying to, because I was like, I do not want to go to the hospital at 3 o'clock in the morning for this.
It's a real box of Cracker Jacks. A little prize comes out. I got a ring.
Metal yard in there.
You got it out.
Yeah, I had to press it up against like the wall of her pussy, and then like slowly inch it down.
It's like when you drop something between the seats. Yeah. On the right when you drop your.
So when did you realize you like dominatrixes?
What an adventure.
When I realized that the only way this girl I liked was going to touch my dick is if I let her beat me up, and then it became a thing.
And so you were like, okay, fine, kick me.
Yeah, and then I just got into it.
I don't mind my dick slapped a little bit. Like I can't, again, not real pain, but there's something about, I was getting a massage one time, and this girl, like, she was so fucking sexy, and she was like letting me be naked, and she wouldn't touch my dick. So she was like, your dick's in the way, and then she just took it and she slapped it out of the way. Not hard.
You like that though?
But it was like, oh, and she meant it, like just dismissed it. I was like, fuck yeah. Years later, I saw her in another state, and she wound up being very drunk and wanted me to fuck her in the ass, and I wouldn't do it because she was drunk.
So you had a crush on a girl, and she was like, if you let me beat the shit out of you, you can come over.
Yes, and that started a wild love affair with pain.
How old were you?
Like 18, 19.
So wait, she was into that, or she was just...
Yeah, she was into that, and she did it. I've never paid a dominatrix. I've always just kind of had these off and on relationships with girls that were pros, and they liked hanging out with me, and that's how it would end up.
So did your girlfriend dominate? Is she like dominant?
No, my girlfriend's a sub, so that tends to be my thing.
Do you miss it?
You know, not really, because my 2 things are either being very aggressive with chubby girls. My girlfriend's a chubby muffin, and or getting beat up by tiny chicks. It's like a Frankenstein syndrome.
What a great way to put it.
Yeah. So it's always been like little tiny girls who beat me up.
Oh, okay. So fucking like Lewis's girlfriend. She's a small, like that
Yes.
build of girl.
Exactly.
Did your girlfriend get insecure?
No, she's pretty cool with it.
Yeah.
And she's pretty open minded. She's a lot of fun.
Does she let you do that, or no? You don't do it now. You're okay.
No, I've been a good. This is the first time I've ever been a good boy.
Yeah, if you got somebody who can own you, being owned by somebody, it's not about being down. It's a weird thing when that one person, like, they make you feel high. You're so turned on by them, you get like fucking stoned, like that. When you find someone like that, you don't want to fuck it up because it's just rare.
Would you get turned on if somebody wrapped you up in plastic wrap and then made you wear cocksucker red lipstick?
You know, I've watched the videos where the guys are tied up. I like it when they get hand jobs. That's pretty sweet.
Yeah.
But I do not trust a girl post me coming with me wrapped up like that because I'm too afraid she's going to put the cum on my face or something.
I'm too afraid she won't.
Don't forget.
Where are you going, lady? This job's not done. I deserve a treat.
Yeah, you're spilling it. You're spilling it. Yeah, I don't think I would like my own cum on my face. I've told so many girls, I'll lick my cum out of your pussy. I'll do that. But man, the immediacy of the mind change when you come. Nothing happens faster than going, I'll eat my own cum. No. I'm not going to do that. Done. Not even an option.
Oh, yeah, it's like when the guy wakes up and 28 days later from the coma.
Yeah.
It's just like, oh, this transaction's over. What am I doing?
It's finished.
This is finished. That's exactly what it's like.
Wow.
I won't do it. So, yeah, I'm not afraid of that. I'm afraid of the...
Just making a whole bunch of promises that you're just not going to keep.
Yeah, that's dangerous.
In the moment, though, you believe, right? Like in the moment, you'll be like, yeah,
nothing is hotter in the moment than saying these things. But it's weird that you would, you've had these relationships with dominate. That's really lucky. I've dated girls who were really dominant and would be perverts, but I've never actually had a relationship with a dominatrix.
Yeah, just somebody...
meaning like that I didn't...
And I just get to hear all like the horror stories of working at a dungeon. By the way, 90% of which, Hasidic Jews.
Yes,
really,
right? Filthy. They a lot of the doms would say, "Yeah, I would make the guy hop in and shower immediately." They're into scat. A lot of those guys are really hardcore.
And then they have to bring the come back home in a tissue because they can't drop their seat on the floor.
Oh, that I didn't know.
The one dom I dated said that she had a guy that would come in and try to jerk off while she was like turned around so he could run out without paying. I know, you're shocked.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
It's fucking amazing. The manager of B&H.
Tradition.
That's funny.
Oh, my God.
That is really funny. Yeah, I've heard the Hasidic guys can be pretty fucking hardcore.
Because they're so like their culture is not
repressed.
Is repressed.
Very
yeah.
repressed sexually. But there's a part of me that like they're so lucky, a lot of these guys, because they can not necessarily the Hasidics, but guys that can just come so easily. Like for me, it's so many bells and whistles. Like, it's hard for you to blow a load. Like I get so many bells and whistles that have to be. My nipples got to be played with. I got to be in a certain headspace. Like I can't just sit there and get blown and come.
Now, if I can have my nipples licked and like 2 fingers under my balls pushing up. Done.
Yeah, but that is an operation.
It's also well thought out.
Yeah,
you're very.
I know me, Tom.
Yeah, you really do. There's no stone unturned.
You don't need any of that stuff, man. You're pretty normal like with that.
Yeah, this is all new to me.
You could just like when you fuck. Do you need to have verbal or because Sam doesn't talk when he? I have to have.
I don't talk much. Just like every now and then, maybe a little bit, but not much. I've said 7 minutes is about as long as I need.
Yeah.
And as long as I can get some pumps in, I will be fine.
Some pumps in.
Yeah, I'm still, because you know what I think about? I think my mentality still goes back to the kid in high school that didn't get laid and it's just, oh my God, I can't believe this is happening.
You're happy to be there, okay.
Just happy to be there.
That's great, man. I would give up all my perversions for that.
Yeah.
All of them. Yeah.
Well, you don't waste any time with it. It's like you think about it, then you do it, and you're done, and 15 minutes has passed, and you're ready to go about your day. You know what I mean? It doesn't take hours out of your life.
Wow.
Do perversions all come from something that happened when you were young, or is it just instinct and try things and you like them?
I can definitely, like, my whole dominatrix thing.
Yeah.
I feel like I know the day that happened.
When?
Oh, yeah.
Because it's for me, it's like I like a girl like yelling, like being super aggressive.
Uh-huh.
And I probably shouldn't tell. I remember being a kid in the tub, like young. And so young, like when you get a hard on, you don't know what it is. It's just like, I don't know what my body's doing.
Right.
And I remember just being in the tub and not jerking off, not touching it, just staring at it, being like, what is this new thing I do? And at that moment, my mom walks into the bathroom and just goes, I'm going to tell your father! And slams the door.
Oh.
And like a year into dominatrixes yelling at me, I remembered that. And I was like, oh yeah, that'll do it.
Wow.
Yeah. That was the association with the boner. That's weird. Or the pretty girl yelling at you, like, the humiliation. Humiliation. I get that.
Fucking crazy, though. It just clicks in like that.
I feel like I saved a lot on therapy remembering that.
Yeah, because I was just going to say, like, it's probably really unusual that you remember that. Like, other people have probably the end result, but have no idea where it came from. Do you know where all your
I don't know. Like, I like it when an older woman sits on my face and says, eat Nana's pussy while granddad sleeps. I don't know where that comes from. Yeah. No, I don't know where a lot of them come from. Some of them I do know.
Were you
Jim is under under the misinformed belief that he was not molested as a child. I mean, that's obviously been blocked out.
Yeah, believe me. Yeah, I keep thinking I wasn't, but then I just keep walking up to this wall and there's nothing behind it. I'm like, oh no, oh no.
Oh, shut
Are memories supposed to start before you're 11? Yeah, they are. That's interesting. The fucking tub you get yelled. You ever talk to your mom about that or no?
I don't think. I mean, hopefully nobody tells her that I just talked about it on the fucking radio.
Yeah, you started this, Mom.
But you like pain. Oh, so maybe the pain in the dick is like my dick is bad.
Yeah,
I
think it might be.
Interesting.
Yeah.
But it's weird what sex is and what makes you fucking.
It's also fucking crazy, like that for a parent, that one split second instinct just decision. Like she probably didn't think, like later on,
and she probably didn't know what to say.
Right,
like, it was such a weird moment.
She
for
just
her.
emotionally reacted.
Yeah.
Sure, she's got a 20-year-old son in the tub.
But now she has changed and warped her son's sexual identity forever.
And it was like, yeah, and to her, it was like doing the dishes, just walking in, cleaning, getting stuff. And
oh my God, that's disgusting. And leaving.
Yeah, no idea that she's traumatized.
Yeah.
But it's really funny.
Did you ever get like a strap on or anything like?
No, I've had like small, like I had a girl put a blunt wrapper up my ass, like the plastic shell that a cigar would be in that you would wrap.
Oh, I thought it was a guy who told it like it was.
And rhymed.
A blunt
wrapper. What is a blunt wrapper? I mean, I know
it's like a plastic
cigar tube.
Yeah, like a plastic cigar
but it's a hard one, not
yeah.
Okay. Did you like it or no?
No, I don't really.
I can't take
I feel
it.
like I have to shit.
Yeah, me too, man. Me too. I'm almost lucky. Like I've tried a little bit of that, but I just can't do it. But it's not it's a physical thing, not a moral thing. My body's like and I'm grateful.
Almost, yeah.
I don't need
otherwise,
that demon.
otherwise you'd have miles up there, right?
Yeah, man. Plus the disease factor, it's dangerous.
Yeah, I think so. So were you dating like traditionally in high school, or was this one of the earlier girls that you were?
Oh, I didn't get laid till like the end of high school.
Right.
I was such a fucking nerd off loser.
Yeah.
And then I just realized I can go fuck fat girls from other towns. And, yeah.
Every town has fat girls. Yeah.
They're everywhere.
Yeah. And then on and off relationships. This chick that I'm with now, I think is the first girl I've ever dated long term that wasn't some type of sex worker.
How long?
I'm with her for 3 years now.
Wow.
I tend to like sex workers too. It's almost like with the sex worker, you don't have to explain. Okay, look, this is my bag. This is who I am. They're okay with it, and then you have. There's nothing worse than liking somebody.
You know you're not going to have to deal with their father ever.
Right. Absolutely. Yeah, exactly. All right, once a year on that day, you're going to have to hold her and go, it's all right, it was his fault. But aside from that, you're not going to have to put up with him.
Yeah.
But it's weird that you don't have to explain your weird sex shit. They get it, and you're not going to fall in love and then go, oh, gosh, she can't turn me on. That's the worst when you like a girl, but they just don't get that part of you, and it's like, I'm going to just cheat.
Yeah, because you're not satisfied with just some pumps.
No.
Like if that's all you need, I've never thought like, oh, what if she can't turn me on? Because she's a female, it should be fine. You know what I mean? She should have that ability. Yeah.
Do you get jealous of a sex worker goes out and does other work? That would make me jealous. Like again, I don't object to it, but if I was dating someone and they were actually actively dominating or actively, I would be kind of jealous.
Yeah,
of the
I
time.
couldn't stay faithful to the times I've dated sex workers. I just had too much of a hang up, and even if I tried, I would just resent them in my own weird way, and I had to cheat.
Because you'd be like, I want to do this, and like, well, I can't. I got a session or whatever. I'd be like, ugh.
Yeah, and one was a cam girl, so it was like I wouldn't even like in my own bedroom. She'd be like, all right, I got a private show, so I'd have to like go fuck off for an hour, and I was just like so much resentment in me.
Oh,
I wasn't mature enough at the time to figure it out. But
I don't know if a cam girls wouldn't. I don't know if I'd mind as much just because they're not being physical, and they make decent money, but they don't get to keep enough of that money.
I get it when you're young though, because it's like you have to leave now because I have to talk to this guy on the computer, and like we're gonna be, as close as he's gonna think that we're in love or whatever, and that fucks with you.
Yeah, she had one guy that literally was Santa Claus. He was an old fat guy with the big white beard, and he would jerk off and say ho ho ho.
Jesus.
And then send her presents. He go, oh, you've been a very good girl, and send her presents. It was the creepiest shit.
Yeah, that's a little creepy.
Weird.
Yeah,
did she do it through hopefully an anonymous Amazon?
She had a website that she was on, but this fucking dum-dum put her Amazon wish list up with her real name and address.
Dum-dum.
Fucking Momo.
Yeah, that's a real rookie mistake.
It really is.
That's a rookie mistake.
You know what the creepiest part of that story is, though? You know that guy's a mall Santa.
Oh, absolutely.
You know he's sitting there, like, that's the guy.
Yeah, of course.
One of those guys that you've put your kid on his lap. Like, he wears the suit home and jerks off in it and sends, like, fucking cam girls gifts and...
God.
Let's you want to call the show?
Bum, bum.
It's 866-969-1969. Zach Amico is here with Tom Papa. Joe in New Jersey. Welcome to Jim Norton and Sam Roberts.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
Hi, Joe.
Hey, I used to have when I was younger a Jacob's ladder. I had 5 piercings down the bottom of my shaft.
What?
I've heard of that. I've seen photos of that too.
Yeah, they're like surface piercings along the skin.
Yeah.
It started off as one.
You've never had a girlfriend that had a Jacob's ladder?
What's that?
Nothing. Go ahead.
No, it would creep me out. Yeah, it would.
You're thinking of an Adam's apple.
I've never had a girlfriend who didn't. Now, the Jacob's ladder, I wouldn't go for at all.
The piercings?
Yeah. Tongue.
They're enamored by it. They love it. Once they find out, it's incredible.
I can imagine they would.
They want to see it. They want to touch it. They want to look to anything.
See, I don't like clit rings or clit hood rings. I like genitals just to be genital. Like, I like a pussy to have like a smell to it and have fucking a big, nice fat clip. I don't like a ring to it. But I guess I could see where women would find that cool because dicks are, I guess, boring to most women because every guy wants to show his stupid dick.
Right.
And
Look
like,
what I got.
Yeah, put a hat on it, fix it, do so you do that. They're like, oh, it's different.
It is so interesting though that so much of penis piercing culture is about just they're going to want to touch it or see it. If I do this to it.
Right, it's not good enough. If I could dress it up a little bit.
Yeah. I'll accessorize it, and then they're going to want to touch it. And once they've touched it, I can get it in their mouth.
Yeah.
Well, if it's 9 inches long, you don't need accessories. You know what I mean?
That's a good point.
Yeah, I guess so. Was that your issue, Zach? You needed to add some decoration to it?
Well, it was just a great, I remember, because I've had my dick pierced twice. I got it once in high school. I actually had the top rung of a Jacob's ladder. So I had like a little ring through the surface. I got it on St. Mark's from this big African guy. And I just remember he went, "You have to pull it out more." And I was like, it does not come out anymore. And I just remember these giant black fingers around my horrified dick.
Which, by the way,
that's funny.
The last guy you want telling you pull it out more is the big African guy who pierces dicks.
Yeah.
But yeah, I remember I had it in high school, and I remember just girls that never spoke to me before, like hot little Spanish girls, were walking up to me in the hallway, grabbing my dick because they heard and wanted to touch it. It was like that level of like...
Because they found out Adebisi had pierced your dick.
Yeah. I'll just lie. My dick is pierced. But once it's in their mouth, what are they going to do?
It must have fallen out.
Yeah, I lost it.
Check, it's under. Whoop,
yeah,
there it is.
And
then, half the reason I got my Monroe, I have a little stud right here, because when girls go, "Oh, did that hurt?" Well, not as bad as the one in my dick.
It's a conversation starter.
Wow.
It's like a very subtle arrow down your crotch. Yeah, it's a smart move.
That's fucking incredible, though, for a nerd to be able to figure out a way that you can have chicks grabbing your dick in high school.
Or just the sad story of a boy who was willing to let a man stab him in the cock. He finally got attention.
I think you'd be surprised. I think there are a lot of high school dudes that if they found out that really did happen, they would do it. They would do it.
I think I remember 3 or 4 other guys in my high school class getting dick rings after me because they heard and saw girls touching my dick in the hallway.
That's
Where'd
incredible.
you get the idea?
There's a movie called Strangeland that D. Snyder made. From Twisted Sister. And it's 90s as shit. It's like about a guy who meets girls in chat rooms and kills them. And he's like all covered in piercings and tattoos. And one guy he ties up and pierces his dick. And the day I saw that movie, I just remember, people do that? I want that. I've always wanted it.
And then you got dead, and then your dream came true.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Is that D. Snyder in the movie?
Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
It's a cool movie.
He directed it?
Yeah, he wrote and directed it, I believe.
And it was good.
Yeah, I mean, it's very silly 90s now because it's all in AOL chat rooms.
Right.
But you're also a B movie guy.
Yeah, I'm obsessed. I love bad horror movies.
Yeah.
This is just it's such a perfect portrait of that exact time in the 90s.
Uh-huh.
Do you ever see Bloodsucking Freaks?
That's a trauma movie, yes.
Is that a trauma?
Oh, yeah,
with
yeah.
Ronnie, little Ronnie, was it?
Ralphus.
Oh, Ralphus. So Ronnie was the fucking midget Ozzy used to hang. Ralphus, that's right.
Yes, that's a great movie.
Yeah, Bloodsucking Freaks is one of the early trauma movies.
It's the first movie Trauma ever released. It was called Sardu. It was under another name, and then they gave it Bloodsucking Freaks as like an exploitational name.
Okay.
But that's a fucking great movie.
By the way, Zach was also in Return to Nukem High Volume 1 and will be in Volume 2 as well. That's Trauma's Kill Bill.
Yeah, we made an
Return to
event film.
Nukem High Volume 1 and 2.
Sam was very nice to come to our premiere at the Alamo for Volume 1.
Yeah, I've
That's
been
how
a
I met
fucking
Nice.
trauma nerd forever.
The Draft House, right?
At the Alamo
Where
Draft
is that,
House.
Brooklyn?
They just opened one in Brooklyn, but Sam came to the one in Yonkers.
Yeah, there's a really good one in Yonkers.
Oh, I've never been to one of those. I heard they're good.
Really cool. That's good. There's a one in Brooklyn called the Nighthawk, and just it's such a nice way to see a movie.
Yeah.
You can eat dinner?
Oh, yeah.
Full dinner, and it's just like it's a little bit more money, but it also is just a nice way to see a movie. And you also know that people who are going to be rude during a movie wouldn't pay that much extra to sit down and eat.
But how do they stop all the noise from the dinner and stuff?
It's not noisy.
You have a card where you order on paper. So like you write down your order, you put it in front of your seat, and a waitress or waiter comes very quietly, takes it, brings you your order. There's no talking.
Yeah.
And it tends to be a little like, I don't want to say upper class, but it's a little like bougie,
Yeah.
a little hipstery. So people are like and then a lot of those theaters, I think the Alamo has a no talking whatsoever policy.
Yeah, like they put up a thing where like you can on the things that you write on to order your food.
Right.
If you just write, the person next to me is texting. Then they'll look at it, they'll go, okay, and then they'll go back around. And if they get 2 cards, you're thrown out. And they won't let you come in late. They won't let you, no talking, no texting, no
Good.
coming in late, no any of
Jesus,
it.
so it's all white people.
And it's reserved seating too, so you know where you're going to sit. You do it online.
Is there any light, though, to see? There's little lights in the seat?
There are these little tiny, like they're these very
Like pen
dim.
lights.
Yeah.
Okay. Is
Under
that distract from the movie?
No,
No.
not at all.
I want to do that. I've heard a lot of great things about
You should
the
come
Alamo
over.
Draft
I'll
House.
take you out to dinner and a movie.
Which is better? Is the one in Brooklyn better or the one you
The
like?
one in Brooklyn just opened, I want to say like
Yeah.
Halloween time.
Really, really recently. I like the one in Yonkers better because I like everything in Westchester better. So I will go for the one in Yonkers.
Do you live there?
I do. Yeah, the one in Yonkers is like 10 minutes from my house.
I've never been to one. I'm going to go.
Oh, yeah, most
Maybe I'll
weekends
take a
I'm there.
broad there.
Oh, that's
It's a
nice
great fucking
idea.
date, Jim.
Is
It's a
it?
classy date.
And the food is good?
Food is good.
Yeah.
Do you
Yeah.
order during the movie or before it?
You could do either one.
Oh, I like to eat from the beginning of a movie on. I mean, that's just me.
Unlimited popcorn.
I don't really go for popcorn on the diner line. No.
Tell me more about this, Jim. A movie without popcorn?
I know. What kind of food do they
man.
sell? They sell like chicken and...
Yeah, it's like restaurant food.
Oh,
Burgers,
it is.
whatever you
Okay.
want. Whatever you
Yeah,
want.
it's not like movie theater food. It's like a restaurant in the back.
They got vegetarian stuff, everything. Although the vegetarian stuff might be too fattening for you.
I'm going to go. Yeah, I'm going to have to treat myself after December 17th. Like, maybe I'm going to treat
That
myself.
sounds nice.
Is that because that's the special?
Shoot it, yeah. So after that, I'll have.
Where are you shooting?
Scribble here in the city.
Oh, that's
But
awesome.
I want to shoot. I tell you, the first thing I want to eat after I shoot is I want to go and get Joe's Pizza
Yeah.
or John's. Joe's is on
love how you're
6th
acting
Avenue.
like
for you.
Huh?
I love how you're acting like you're a fucking fighter. And you need to have a cheat day after your big fight. Like, oh no, I'm training right now.
You need a
but
little.
after-
I am
incentive.
fighting. So I'm fighting the urge to throw something at you. No, I just know I'm a fucking compulsive creep, and it's like I want to just do it, and then
Yeah.
then eat some pizza. I haven't had pizza
Yeah, a little
in
treat
year.
at the finish line.
Yeah. Yeah.
I love pizza.
They got pizzas at the Alamo.
Do they?
Oh yeah.
It's probably shitty though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't get them. But come by. We'll double
In Yonkers.
in Yonkers.
Oh boy.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
I don't think Jim's gonna go. I don't think he's
No, I
gonna be
will.
there. Yeah.
Skirball's a nice spot, Jimmy.
Yes. Yeah, I shot there once in 2006.
You excited about it?
Very.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel
Very
good.
excited.
Are you? How are you? You haven't? Have you? You shot for the Comedy Central thing that they were shooting, for the roast thing that Jim did?
Yes, but I don't know if I'm going to make it. They did 7 battles, and there's no guarantee. They have to edit it down to an episode.
But you won. Like the thing
I
here.
won the tournament, the stand, and from that they hired me for the taping for Comedy Central.
all
I have no
that's-
idea if I'll make it. I have
all that
no
is
clue.
is enough to get your foot in the door.
Yeah,
That's
no
it.
clue.
That sucks.
That was my first. That's going to be my first real credit, I think.
Yeah.
Nice.
Hopefully.
Congratulations.
Thank you, Tom.
Was he? You think he'll get in, Jim?
I have
You've
no
watched
idea
it.
how it works behind the
He
scenes.
will.
He was funny enough to get in,
Yeah.
but I never know how networks work things behind the scenes.
I mean, they had us close, which is cool.
Yep.
So even if I don't make it, it was cool to, close out a huge show like that.
You're
Yeah.
gonna make it. You'll
Yeah.
make it.
If you've been awarded a championship belt for comedy, I feel like you should be.
My girlfriend came home the next day and I was asleep with the belt. I put it on a pillow next to me. I slept next to it.
Funny, fast forward a few years, you're going to be breaking it up and taking it. These are the jewels from the belt. Mr. Amico, the belt of a champion is a very rare item.
Have you done the naked Shawn Michaels pose with it yet, where it's just wrapped around your leg and you've got nothing else on?
Do you think I did anything else the second I got on? But put that fucking belt on naked?
Shawn Michaels posed for Playgirl when he was WWF champion in the 90s.
Yeah.
And it is the most homoerotic wrestler shot. Look at this.
Oh,
That's
God.
Zach Amico with his Roast Masters Roast Battle Championship.
Second best Playgirl spread behind Peter Steele from Typo Negative.
What did Peter Steele look
His
like?
cock is fucking tremendous.
Yeah?
Holy shit.
You were impressed? Oh, look at him with the roses
His
over
dick
it.
is ridiculous.
He's got flowers and candles on it.
Yeah.
I know there's a shot of his fucking...
What, Adrian, is your safe search on or something?
Yeah, what are you doing,
I
Adrian?
hope
Don't
not.
act like you don't fucking know where this is.
Yeah. Just look it up on your phone if you have to. It's right. Look up Peter Steele Playgirl nude.
Yeah.
Nude.
Or cock.
Trust
Yeah.
me, I've seen this man's cock. There it is.
They show hard-ons in, I don't like his face.
You don't like his face?
No, I like the expression on his face.
Peter Steele is sitting there showing off his giant boner. And Tim's going, I don't like his face.
I didn't think you show
wants the total
hard-ons in
package.
Playgirl.
Yeah, I mean, what are you going to show him, flaccid?
Absolutely, yeah. I thought they had to, or it became hardcore. I don't know.
There's Playgirl rules.
The girl's hot.
But you don't mind his dick. You just don't like his face.
I don't care about his dick either way. I just
Yeah, no, he is a terrifying caveman person.
is
Yeah, he's fucking weird looking, yeah.
he?
I guess so. He's got a good body, though.
He's alive.
No, Peter Steele
He
passed
did
away.
die. Okay,
Yeah.
that's the guy that did. What did he die of? Drugs?
I think he had a heart attack.
His dick was too big. Yeah. All the blood rushed away from the rest of his
That
body.
sucks. You're in a band. You're in good shape with a big penis. Hot girls will fuck you. You die early. That stinks.
He looked down and got scared to death.
What did he
man.
die of?
I don't know. Died of heart failure.
Aortic aneurysm. Wow.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, 2010. Okay.
Ooh,
Man,
that's
oh,
a bad
man.
one.
They did
Aortic aneurysm.
I think they did a great cover of Paranoid. It was real slow. Finished. with
Aneurysms.
my woman.
Was it?
So good. Yeah, it was really weird.
Aneurysms scare me because apparently they just happen.
Especially with a head like that.
Just a
That
tear in your
you're
aorta.
basically waiting for something.
You think I'm a high aneurysm risk?
Oh my God.
Because I got a big cranium?
Gigantic. They'd never be able to find the problem.
There's too much in there, Mr. Roberts. We don't know. We don't know.
Yeah, aneurysms scare me.
Just one day, hey, the show got a lot funnier.
We should take a break.
Yes, Zach is here. He's hanging out. Zach is not funny on Twitter at ZAC. There's no K. And you got and of course the Real Ass podcast with you and Lewis. And are you doing any gigs coming up?
Yeah, you come see me at the Stand on the 28th. Free show, frantic. Me, Aaron Berg, a bunch of really funny people, and just Real Ass podcast. That's my thing.
Okay, cool. And Tom?
Well,
I've got a show tonight, a big show tonight at the Village Underground, the Come to Papa live radio show with Gary Goldman and Ryan Hamilton, etc. That's tonight at 8. And my new special comes out on Epix on December 9th called Human Mule.
Ooh.
Maybe you'll see the billboard in Times Square just to remind you of what's
Is
going
there a
on.
billboard in Times Square?
Yeah, it's not a big deal. It's just, me in a big picture. It's not a big thing.
Did you have anybody awesome direct at
It's
this?
cool they called it Human Mule. It's a cool name, honestly.
Oh.
Yeah. More accurately, it would have been Sucks a Big. Yeah, it sucks a big mule. Oh, shit. So who directed it? Was Rob Zombie do it?
Yeah, did anybody amazing direct it?
Jay Chapman. I
Oh,
shot it in.
yeah.
I shot it in Cleveland. It's very hilarious, and they'll be on in December.
No, I can't wait to see.
I think you'll enjoy.
And you'll come back to talk
I'll
about
come
it. I'm
back.
sure
Well,
you'll
yeah,
come back.
when I come
You'll come
in,
back.
we'll do a junket.
You shot an opening?
Just scenes of Cleveland. Just kind of drifting
How
through
long
the
is it?
city. How long is what?
The opening.
The opening is a minute.
Do you have a dope opening for this special?
I don't know.
What do you mean you don't know?
I'm working on it.
You're not confident?
I didn't
You've
want
had
to
some
do too
really
much
good
with it.
openings.
Yeah. I got
Jim had Omar from The Wire assault him in one of his openings. I
Yeah.
mean, you're a king of the opening.
well, no, I just do things that mean something like to me. You know, they don't mean
Right.
anything to half the population who didn't at that time know who Michael K. Williams was. The audience got it because they knew I liked him. He
Right.
licked my head. He's like, "Do you mind if I do that?" I'm like, "No." But anyway, I'm in Fort Lauderdale Friday, Saturday at the Improv, then Saratoga Springs, then Hartford, then Doylestown, and then I shoot the 17th of December. So these next 4 weeks are all.
Thanksgiving's next week.
Yeah, I'll be in
Yeah.
Saratoga Springs Friday, Saturday.
Friday, Saturday of Thanksgiving weekend.
Yeah.
Wow.
Incredible. We should also mention we have a lot going on the YouTube channel, which you can get to at youtube.com/Jim and Sam Show. We've got our interview with Billy Bob Thornton up there.
No way.
We've got our interview with Joe Buck up there that was really good yesterday.
When are you going to put Zach and I on there?
I don't think this will make. Yeah, we love putting
That's cool.
putting D-Bag to work, so everything goes up. So check it out at youtube.com/Jim and Sam Show, and our podcast, which you can find if you just search Jim and Sam on iTunes or SoundCloud. We'll be back with Tom Papa and Zach Amico and Natalia Neidhart. Are you excited? Zach's also a big wrestling fan.
I'm fucking pumped.
Oh, you know who she is?
Yeah, I'm a huge wrestling fan.
Oh,
Sam
cool.
told me outside I fucking shit.
Oh,
yeah,
good.
Yeah, it's going to be good.
Maybe we're going to knock you around the room a little bit. With spanking. Would you let her spank you?
I'm terrified of her husband. So,
Oh, she's married. Who's her husband?
another wrestler.
She's TJ. Yeah, Tyson Kidd.
Tyson Kidd.
She's got a wrestler husband and a wrestler father. So
Who's her dad?
Jimmy
Jimmy
Anvil
Anvil
Neidhart.
Oh,
You know him,
I know
right?
the name. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Well, we'll pass on that then.
We'll talk to Nattie after this. Stay tuned. Zach Amico is here.
Zach!
Hello.
Tom Papa is here.
Yay!
And we have Natalia coming in from WWE, Nattie Neidhart. Also from Total Divas and SmackDown and Survivor Series. And she's a busy woman. I can't believe that you're here. I mean, I knew you were booked, obviously.
Yeah.
But, like, I was watching SmackDown last night, and, like, you were on the after show and everything. And for you just made the trip. Did you just leave directly from SmackDown and come right to New York?
Yep, I had a car that was ready to pick me up, and I kept the driver waiting. I was having a coaching session with Alexa and Carmella in the locker room.
What were they coaching on?
I was just talking them through, the fact that we.
Oh, you were coaching them. Sorry.
Well, I was talking to them about, we have a little nickname. We call ourselves Three Disgruntled Blondes, and no, but it was I came in last night, and when I found out that I was going to speak to you, I was like, this is great. This is the highlight of my morning. So.
No one has ever said that before
That's
about
not
speaking to him.
That's not
Ever.
Jim wakes up and feels that way every morning. I want you to know.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's very happy about it. This is a big week for you.
Yeah, this is huge. Obviously tonight, Total Divas Season 6 premiering on E, 8 p.m. And it's cool because, I mean, I never thought we would get to 6 seasons. When I started the show, I was like, am I a train wreck since I was picked to do a reality show? And I guess I am slightly, I'm a slight train wreck. But we started the first season, and then all of a sudden, in March, we'll be filming for almost 4 years. So it's just crazy because
It's also crazy that they crammed 6 seasons into 4 years.
Yeah.
They're just like, we're doing more.
The show has done so well, and it's like every single season we always say to ourselves, like, what else can we do? Like, on
What's
the
it
show?
about the show? I haven't seen it.
It's just about our lives in and out of WWE, but life evolves. So that's how the show gets content, because we have these really unique lives. We're on the road 280 plus days a year. And, a lot of us are with men that are involved in the industry. And it's the first time WWE has ever let any cameras backstage to film the behind the scenes stuff, because I don't even let family, like I do not let my own family come backstage unless they are booked by Mr. McMahon himself to be on the show, because it's a very private world. If people are discussing, storylines, nobody is allowed back there. But this is the first time that they let cameras back there to film our lives behind the scenes, and just so much stuff has happened over the last 4 years, and people just find the show fascinating because you look at other reality shows, just nobody has the jobs that we have. When you go to work and your job description is body slamming someone, it doesn't get any better than that.
Well, yeah, and I mean, the people who get involved in wrestling are somewhat crazy people, just generally.
The show really hooked me when I found out R-Truth was scared of cats.
That was the craziest thing ever. Truth, literally, I mean, I spent $85 at Whole Foods on like 3 steaks. I didn't realize I was spending that until I got to the counter, and Truth literally put his foot into the steaks on the top of my counter because he couldn't handle my cats. He jumped on my counter as if he was Roman Reigns jumping over a barrier to get in the ring at Raw.
Why does he like cats?
He's afraid of them. He said he was attacked by a herd, quote unquote.
A herd of cats?
And he like a herd. And I never realized how afraid he was of cats until that day that he came to my house, and then he just like lost it. I had to literally spend an hour in my driveway negotiating.
And like this guy is like, Jim doesn't know, but he's a giant black dude who's like a rapper and a wrestler who you wouldn't think would be afraid of much.
Yeah, he's he's an awesome, he's like one of my best friends, but he was so scared of the cats. And of course, at the time we had Cesaro over and Big E and Kofi and Fandango, and everybody was just teasing Truth about his fear of cats, and he got really sensitive about it.
How tall is he?
About maybe 6'1", 6'2".
He's a big guy.
Yeah, he's a very big guy.
He's
a very
amazing.
big guy.
It is weird how a big guy can be scared of something so small. Just step on the fucking thing.
It's like an elephant and a mouse.
But my cats are very special cats, especially Two Paws.
Two Paws has his own T-shirt
and Instagram account. And by the way, Sam is getting his own chocolate bar.
Is that right?
Yes.
Wow. Yeah.
Two Paws.
Nattie, I think, went into business for herself a little bit and went on SmackDown's after show the other week and just started promoting her Instagram of her cat.
But why Two Paws? Why do you call him that?
Well, Brie Bella actually named Two Paws. We were discussing names, and I'm a huge fan of Tupac. I'm obsessed with Tupac, and I'm not really obsessed with rap. I just love Tupac.
And Big E is another cat?
Big E is one of the...
Big E is a wrestler.
You said Big E, right? You said Big E. So.
Big E is a wrestler that my sister Jenny is infatuated with. I won't get into that, but you'll see that on season 6 of Total Divas.
She's in love with him?
She's obsessed with him, and it wasn't supposed to be that way. He was just coming over to hang out, and he's this... I mean, when you see Big E, he's very built in the front, stacked in the back.
Yeah, he's got a bit of a bubble butt, but Big E is like his wrestling gimmick, Jim, is he wears those like tiny trunks and he gyrates his hips nonstop.
My sister met him and she just fell in love. She's like, I love Big E. So every time I see Big E, I have to give him this bear hug and tell him how much my sister loves him. And but Brie Bella named Two Paws. She named the cat, and the cat's been doing so incredible. Like his Instagram following is going through the roof. We are just blown away by his success. I'm so proud of him.
You are so proud of him, as if he's responsible for all this great success.
He doesn't even know he's on Instagram. He just likes to cover his own shit with something.
I'm trying to get Shane McMahon to follow him, but I think Shane likes cats. I hope he does.
Well, he doesn't like yours. He's not following him, right?
I'm disappointed that Shane isn't following him. Neither is Daniel Bryan, but we'll get there. I think baby steps. We're not going to get there today, but we might get there tomorrow.
Sammy, I'm not really into the wrestling so much now because I've got kids and all that stuff. But is this a good era for wrestling? Is this like a golden era?
It's getting very good again. There was a bit of a dip, and it's starting to get...
Especially for the women. It's been incredible. Women just headlined their first pay-per-view, which is like a huge deal to have them headline.
And who do you think the audience is for that? Is it men or women?
It is men. It is men now. It's the athletic is incredical.
For the first time, especially in America,
right?
Like male wrestling fans are watching women wrestle and just watching like they're watching wrestling.
Who is the headline women?
Ric Flair's daughter Charlotte and Sasha Banks are both incredible.
Sasha Banks, I know who she is.
Yes.
I don't know Rick's daughter.
It was so cool though, like seeing them get that moment, because it really shows like WWE is embracing women more than they ever have, and we're showing that. I still believe firmly, as much as we men and women are so different, and obviously, but like when I started I've talked a lot with Charlotte about this, because when I first met Charlotte, she pulled me aside. She was practically in tears, and she talked to me because she understood, like, I come from, a big family, just like, her dad is, she comes from that lineage. And she's like, I just don't feel like I'm good enough, or I'm pretty enough, I'm strong enough, I don't feel like I fit in. And I said, I felt the same way when I started in wrestling, because I always felt like I was going to have this stigma attached to me coming from this line of, like,
the Hart family
royalty.
Yeah.
Wrestling royalty. When you have Stu Hart as your grandfather, and Bret and Owen Hart, and the British Bulldogs as your uncle, and your dad is Jim Neidhart, and you're, it's like, how am I going to fill those shoes? And I told Charlotte, I said, I went through all the same stuff. And it was so cool to be able to share my experience of, like, feeling the same way that I didn't, like, I remember my first trip to Japan, and I was so terrified. I actually, like, almost forgot how to wrestle. And I was just like, how am I going to follow in Bret Hart's footsteps? But you realize, no, you don't want to follow in their footsteps. And I told Charlotte, I'm like, you can pay homage to your dad, but you are not your dad. You are blazing your own trail.
Do something different.
The women are so different than the men. And I think, that's the thing about their Hell in a Cell match. Yes, it was a historical, monumental moment for a lot of different reasons, but we're still so different. And that's what makes us unique. That's what makes us special. That's what makes people tune in. And those girls actually were super respectful to me a few weeks ago. We were talking, and both Sasha and Charlotte kind of came forward, and they were like, if it wasn't for, women like you, Nattie, helping kind of, open up that door, even though it took a long time for us to get here, we might not have gotten here if we didn't all just keep pressing.
Do you think the interest in, like, because women have been involved in wrestling, but you get like Ronda Rousey and Misha fighting in UFC, and then you see how popular it is in combat sports. So it's like, it's just natural people want to see
You're
it.
100% right. I think Ronda Rousey totally helped open that door for us. And I think the success of, look at the Olympics this year.
Yeah.
Who are the stars, in my opinion? I mean, I'm biased, but who are the stars of the Olympics this
Ryan
year?
Lochte. Oh, no, wait.
Another lady.
High bar. Gas station security guard.
Talk about diva. But look at the U.S. women's gymnastics team, and it's like these girls just shined so much, and they were such positive, like, forces with each other. And so, we were talking earlier, Sam, about the two different brands. Now we have Raw, we have SmackDown, each having their own championship, and it's just so refreshing to see, like, WWE embracing multiple women's storylines. We were overseas. There was two different matches on the tour.
Yeah.
Girls matches.
And it's amazing too that you've kind of hung in there as long as you've hung in there, because it must have been frustrating at first, because when they first brought Nattie into WWE, it wasn't this thing where people actually appreciated women's wrestling. It was a bunch of models and a bunch of, like, Playboy chicks, and then also Nattie, who could actually wrestle.
Right.
And so she stuck out like a sore thumb, actually trying to have matches with a lot of women, some of whom weren't even coordinated enough to get into the ring.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's funny you bring that up, because, like, Lita actually said this a while ago, and I thought it was really, like, fitting. She said the revolution was waiting, for there was girls that were ready for the revolution when the revolution wasn't ready for them. And I feel like I came to WWE in a really weird time. I had a hard time getting hired. It took me 5 years to get hired. I kept getting rejected because I just wasn't what they like. I wasn't. That's not what they were doing at the time.
What do you have to do to get hired? Do you have to, like, audition?
Well, you have to send, tapes and pictures, and I didn't really know what to do.
Yeah.
But I didn't want to go through my family. I didn't want to have my Uncle Brett make a phone call, or, I wanted to do it on my own. And I just kept getting rejected because at the time it was just a different era. But I was just focused on wrestling. Plus, I was a little heavier, so I think I was wrestling in Japan and just carbing up. So at the time it was more
Going hard on the noodles.
Going hard on the noodles at Rivera Steakhouse.
Better to get sashimi than sushi. That's what I say.
Extra risotto. But I'm
so good natured.
It's so cool that I can be a part of it now, and I have hung in there because it's been so frustrating. Because all my forte was wrestling, and that's what I love is wrestling, and I just never fit in with being a model or doing the at the time they had diva dance-offs or, different kind of like, and that was just where they were at the time. But for me, I always loved the wrestling. So now it's like this focus on wrestling, and I just love it. And it's so cool coming back after a match and having Mr. McMahon or Triple H or Stephanie or just our bosses be like so proud of us for going in the ring and doing what you love.
What did you do before that? Before you wrestled?
I wrestled.
Oh, were you always wrestling?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I was born and raised in this big, crazy wrestling family. My grandfather had a wrestling ring in our yard. And we would put on shows. We actually ran our own wrestling promotion called the Kids Wrestling Association.
Yay.
Oh.
And so my Uncle Owen would teach like my husband and my cousins how to do backflips in the ring. And like we would put on our own shows every single Sunday. We would have a show, and I was a bell ringer. I was a manager. I was a commentator. I was part of a battle royal. I mean, I did.
Okay.
We've always been a wrestling family.
So that was the only job you ever had?
I also sold vacuums for a week.
That sucked. I'm being cute.
Oh, it did. Trust me. I cleaned everybody's house.
Nattie, you don't have to be polite to Jim if you don't
Jim,
want to.
you want to take this outside?
No. But that sounds like such an odd job to have for a week.
I had it for a week, and
That was the fallback plan.
I was 17 when I had the job, and it was like I basically was selling Kirby vacuums, and I don't know how I got talked into doing it, but the commission was really high. If you could sell this $3,000 vacuum, you got like $1,000 commission. The only person that bought a vacuum from me after I cleaned their entire house, showing them how the stupid vacuum worked, was my grandfather, out of pity.
So everybody else, you would just clean their house. They'd be like, "Oh yeah, no, not for me, but thank you."
Oh yeah, I'd clean their entire house.
Right.
And then get back into my Dodge Neon, bursting into tears, going to 7-Eleven, getting a Slurpee to refresh myself. but yeah, then I was like, you know what? I think I need to get in the dungeon and train.
Well, did you want to separate for like what they were doing? Like you're like, I'm going to go out and kind of do my own thing.
Yeah, vacuum cleaners. That's my passion.
Well, yeah,
I'm not a wrestling person.
It's such an odd thing to get into.
I was approached about hosting this kids wrestling show called Mat Rats. At the time, Eric Bischoff was running it. Mauro Ranallo was a part of it, and as a commentator, and all my cousins were involved in it, and they wanted me to host the show, and they were like, "You'd be cool to host it."
And how long ago was this?
This was in 2000.
Okay, this is in 2000. And Mauro Ranallo, who she just mentioned, like this year, got hired by WWE to be a commentator. That's how long it's stuff like this take. Like you just stay in the game doing commentary for a kids wrestling show, wherever you can get work until
it's a lot like roast battle. You see that?
Yeah, exactly.
You guys gotta stick with it.
Mauro, well, you got to stick with it. You can't. It's like you can't. I'm telling you, it takes years for people to. Nobody's an overnight sensation here. Nobody.
Yeah.
It takes years to get there. Mauro is one of the best commentators in the world now.
Right.
But he started when he was a teenager because he just was passionate about wrestling, not just WWE, but like my family is just passionate about wrestling, and we obviously love WWE, but like wrestling's just in our. I can't remember a day that we didn't talk about it. You know, that we didn't like. We had the dungeon. We had a ring in our yard. I was a part of it my whole life. So. It's a really cool world. It's especially when you go anywhere and just size people up and go, I'll body slam you.
So when they put together the team, so Survivor Series is this weekend. It's on WWE Network,
right?
Yes, and it's
only $9.99 a month.
$9.99 a month. WWE Network.
What?
That's it, Tom. I'm not kidding you.
That's a great deal.
What?
That's our shameless
Tom.
plug.
Does it come with a poster? Do you get a poster?
Well, I'll make you one. Yeah, I'll print something out for you.
You get every match, right?
All the pay-per-views, yeah. Everything. And the archive. Like,
that's what I'm saying. Everything they've done.
It's making me feel foolish. Jim used to make fun of me because before the WWE Network, I had a DVD recorder, and I would DVR every TV show, and then I would run the DVR back and record literally every Raw, every SmackDown, everything onto DVDs. And I would have these binders, and it would take forever. And then they make this announcement like, hey, the whole archive is going to be here.
And you're like,
I was like,
your whole existence has been shit.
Well, it's funny. The network is kind of addicting, and it's like they always tell, especially when the network was first coming out, they were always like, "Okay, guys, pump it up." But the thing is that so many of us that work in the company are fans. Like TJ, my husband and I, we're just like obsessed fans. On top of being, a part of the company, we love wrestling. So when the network came, we were just like, I remember showing Brett how to like Bret Hart, my uncle. He was like, "What is this?" And he was like, I can watch these matches back. And all of a sudden he got hooked on the network, and then he was at TakeOver, and Pat Patterson and him are like looking at the network, watching all these old matches, and we were actually like, Brett, we're getting ready to go on stage. Like, you got to stop watching the network.
Yeah.
But we weren't even like telling anybody about this. We just got the network's addicting. And
it is.
I mean, it really is very cheap. I think the first month is free.
First month's free, and then it's Tom, I'm not kidding.
Wow. Yeah. Especially if you're a fan of the old, it's like impossible to find a lot of that stuff.
Dude, do you know how many Bob Backlund knee walks are on the network?
I imagine enough.
Yeah, quite a few.
It's really cool.
Jim loves old school Bob Backlund.
Oh, Bob.
Yeah, I was a Superfly fan.
Bob is weird, though. Bob is very odd. see him, he just goes into these wild rants.
Yeah, he's a crazy guy, right?
He is.
Jim likes the subdued promos that he used to do, like the All-American, well, Vince.
Yeah.
That's it.
Oh, Vince, I got to get out there and do the best I can and just see who wins the match. And you're like, oh my God, Z.
Bob is a funny guy.
But so Survivor Series is this weekend. They've separated the rosters, like Raw and SmackDown. Two totally separate rosters.
Oh.
That's right. And they're taking all the women on Raw, and they're going to face all the women on SmackDown, 5-on-5.
What's the difference?
Different people.
Just different rosters?
Yeah.
There's no...
It's like...
the wrestling's the same, though?
I mean, it's like the baseball has their two different... conferences, divisions,
cool.
No,
whatever.
American League, National League,
Whatever.
conferences.
I'm watching the network. I don't care about baseball,
Yeah, exactly.
It's boring.
But the network, sorry, not the network, the rosters, like we have Raw, we have SmackDown, so there really is a different feel for both shows, but just different flavors of ice cream. I think I'm biased. I like SmackDown better. I think it's just easier to follow because it's 2 hours and it's just like keeps it going. But
plus
Raw
they use a cool jib shot instead of a steady shot. So they look different.
And
Sam knows about film too.
Raw is a 3-hour show though, so it's like you get to see a little bit. You get a little bit more on Raw because it's a little bit longer. But then we have Talking Smack after SmackDown, which everybody
it's a dope after show.
Who hosts that?
Daniel Bryan
and Renee
Young.
Do you want that job?
Do it. No. Honestly, Daniel Bryan and Renee Young are incredible. If anybody who is even slightly lousy, I'd be running them into the ground and saying I should be doing it.
Right.
But they're really, really good.
Do you watch the show every week?
Every week.
It's
so
fun.
let me ask you. Mostly, I looked at Ric Flair's daughter, her picture, and do most women in wrestling just date wrestlers?
Well, what happens is we're on the road like 280 plus days a year, and you're just around everybody so much that it's like I said to one of the girls, I was like, it's weird getting on flights with other people, like on them with us, because when we were on tour for 2 weeks, and we would have these charters that would only be us. And so when you go to work and your coworkers are Brock Lesnar, Randy Orton, The Big Show, I mean, all these those are your coworkers.
You're going to sleep with them.
Well, no, listen.
You jumped ahead there.
That's what I say, settle your tea kettle. But it's just like we have such a unique group of people that we work with that it's like hard sometimes being around people that aren't like, if you're not a wrestling fan, I don't know if I can have a talk with you.
Right.
Granted, we've gotten into the Total Divas market now where it's like you go on a plane and somebody's like, Nattie, oh my gosh, my husband's not romantic either. And you're like, we must watch Total Divas.
So that's got to be a female audience, right? For the divas.
A huge female audience.
Yeah.
And that's the cool thing is that when we started Total Divas, it brings over this different demographic of women that have never, ever watched WWE that all of a sudden go, we want to all of a sudden see what you guys are doing.
Yeah.
And there's so many women now that say, we never watched WWE until Total Divas. Now we love it. Our kids love it. We're so into the show, which is good because that was kind of the whole point of doing the show, was bringing over this different audience.
Right.
But a lot of us do date and are married to wrestlers.
How about Charlotte?
Charlotte is single as far as I know. But
she like comedians? Just come out and ask Jimmy.
How old is she?
She is, I believe she's 30. And
Jimmy.
She's one of my favorite people that I've ever wrestled. I have this magical chemistry with Charlotte. And I just, from the moment that I first met her, and I love that she was so open about, I don't feel like I'm good enough. And that's what WWE, I feel like that's one of the most wonderful parts of our job is really growing into your role and believing in yourself and finding confidence and being able to help. For me to be able to help Charlotte find her confidence, especially in that takeover match.
Yeah.
It was one of my greatest accomplishments because I feel like that's what this is all about, is paying it forward.
See, here's why she and I
she's incredible.
Here's why Charlotte and I would be good together, because I would I don't watch a whole lot of wrestling, so I would just talk to her about other stuff, and she'd be like, wow, this guy really likes me for me, and he's not trying to find out inside stuff.
I think she'd be bored by that.
Yeah, I think she'd be very bored. She's much more athletic than you.
Yeah.
Much
but
more
so what? I'd go there, you work out, I'll go on the elliptical.
I actually got Charlotte into my coach is John Cena's coach. His name is Rob McIntyre, and he trains John and Nikki and Cesaro and Sheamus and Rusev and all these different
Literally
people.
the strongest wrestlers on television.
And Beth Phoenix got me training with Rob, and so now I got Charlotte training with Rob, and Charlotte broke a record that I had in the gym, and I was like, why is my name off the chalkboard?
What was the record?
It was for front squat. She broke it by 6 pounds, and I'm just livid. I'm like,
What's your front squat record, Jim?
I don't ever let them tell me how much. They throw whatever's available. They throw on. I do it, and I'm like, come back for more when you got it.
They just find stuff to put on the bar.
Yeah,
Just lift it.
all the weights available and a couple of purses. I just lift it.
That's so impressive.
Yeah.
Jim's more into burpees.
Yes.
Who's your favorite wrestlers?
Natalia.
Yeah.
thank you, Sam. I paid him to
What
say
about-
that.
I'm a big Charlotte fan.
You are a big shot.
I do. I like it. How tall is she?
She's about, I think, 5'9".
That's cool because I'm 5'7". Women like that tend to like a shorter guy.
What are you
I don't think so. I don't think that's right.
She
man.
hangs out. She just said she hangs out with Randy Orton and the Big Show and Brock Lesnar.
Exactly. She's tired of those guys.
Oh.
She needs somebody different.
Boring. Another tall guy.
Another tall guy in
Those
great
are-
shape. Yawn. Let me go with the little guy who hates himself.
It's so funny because those are just like they're not normal people. We know they're not, but like when you're just like getting on a charter and you're like, oh, you're walking past guys that are like 7 feet tall. I mean, even remember the Great Khali?
No, I remember the Great Khali.
He's one of my good. Like we've become very good friends over the years, and like he's a legit giant. And he would be having these. We would ride together. We would drive from like. I was one of his riding partners, along
like
with
on 7 foot.
7'1", and he'd have these long conversations with me about like wrestling, and like he was a very nice, sweet, like sensitive guy, but he was 7'1", so every time we'd go to a gas station or something, people would be like it was like an attraction. It was like he couldn't do anything anywhere. He was really cool. But yeah, those are like the people that we work with.
So I don't know if a shrink
like
with low
5
self-esteem measures
It's like
out.
5 Jimmys. It's like 5 Jimmys.
It is like 5 Jimmys, yeah.
Yeah, but she would probably like that I have a different point of view and I talk about different stuff. Just because work.
Right.
She would probably like, hey, this guy talks about different stuff, and he doesn't just use me for my wrestling. Like a lot of guys would use her just to get into matches, and she would know that I genuinely like her. It's a whole thing.
Well, and you're very genuine and sincere, and a lot of women like that.
She would like that, yeah.
You'll see Charlotte at Survivor Series. Maybe you put in a word. Say
Yeah,
Jim Norton was asking about you.
Yeah.
Word, but I can't make any promises.
Ouch. That's
Is she
not good.
dating now?
Well, she can't make any promises. That's fair. What is she going to do? She can't make a promise for a friend.
So my question that I was going to ask you about Survivor Series was, they made this 5-woman team from SmackDown. Mm-hmm. You're not on the team. You're your storyline. You're the coach is the story. And I'll tell you, as soon as they announced that you were the coach, all I wanted, and I don't even know if you thought of this, but I said it on my podcast and everything. All I wanted was for you to be like a Tanya Harding character who just took out one of the chicks. So that then I don't know what happened in training. There was an accident, and you find out that you had destroyed this woman's chances so that you could get ahead.
I was kind of blown away when they were like, "We want you to be the coach," and I was like, "I'm not going to brag, but I am going to brag. I am one of the best women wrestlers in the world."
Yeah,
and I'm sick of these little pipsqueaks like Carmella and Alexa stealing.
Maybe that's why they wanted you to coach, because there'd be good tension. So the tension is good.
I'm just going to put myself over.
No, but if you want to be in that position, maybe you have a little tension. Maybe that's good for TV.
I'm like the Bella Caroli of coaches. I'm like, girls, we are gonna win because of me, though.
Yeah.
And
but you were bummed out when you found out you weren't on the
bummed
team.
out because I was like, this is like the story of my life. Like,
yeah. Like I thought, like SmackDown, like okay, you're separated from some of the other women. Like now it's, and here it is. After all these years,
I know.
I put in my time. What, like 9 years in, and it's time. Well, you're gonna be the coach. What?
I know, and that's where you start to reach your breaking point, and that's where you have to get a little Jim Neidhart on everyone and say, I'm going to get hungry and forget my manners.
Yeah.
And what was also funny is that I had this whistle that I came out with on SmackDown last week, and I went to blow the whistle, and it's like, it is legit the story of my life. The whistle didn't work, and I was going to blow it. And I was
Oh
like,
boy, have I dealt with that.
I should have gone to Titus O'Neil for whistleblowing practice. Remember when he would blow that?
Always worked.
It was like, Nattie, please.
And the whistle didn't work.
I shoved Nikki really hard, and she was like, huh? I was like, I'm sorry, I was frustrated. My whistle didn't work.
Yeah.
It's upsetting.
Yeah, you got to apologize.
It's upsetting.
It's going to be cool, though. Survivor Series will be awesome. It'll be, I mean, I'm excited, too, for Brock Lesnar and Goldberg, because we haven't seen that in over a decade.
Goldberg's coming back to wrestle Brock Lesnar. I would hope it'll be good. Nobody's seen Goldberg wrestle in 12 years.
It's going to be, and we know Brock is seriously, like, he's just untamed. Like, the guy, even just walking past him in a hallway, he's scary. He is so scary because his presence is larger than life.
And you could say what you want about, pro wrestling and the legitimacy of it or whatever, but the last time Brock Lesnar had a match, it ended by him driving his elbow into the dude's head legit and
Yeah.
busting him open.
Really?
Yeah.
Like he does, like this whole idea of like performance art or sports entertainment, like it kind of stops
Right.
for Brock. He doesn't. It doesn't.
Well, he
doesn't
also fought in
process.
UFC.
Right.
And look, the bottom line was I didn't enjoy the Mark Hunt fight because I enjoy Mark Hunt, but he beat a guy who fucking hits like a freight train.
Yeah.
And he
Yes.
beat him?
He beat Mark Hunt. Yeah, well, he just
Brock
fucking
is just
smothered him.
a different breed of human.
Really?
And he's always been like, the funny thing is he's just always been super respectful and polite every time I've seen him. But he's just this presence that's larger than life. But he's not just athletic, he has a polarizing personality.
Yeah.
And then you throw in Paul Heyman, who is, in my opinion, one of the best talkers.
He's great.
Anytime Paul Heyman's on TV, I have to see what's going on.
Yeah.
But Brock is. He's got this polarizing personality like Conor McGregor, where you're just like, I want to see what he's going to do. And
Right.
I enjoy watching Conor because I'm like, every time Conor's on, it reminds me very much of what we do because he's just such a larger than life personality.
He really is. I mean, did you watch the
Yeah.
fight over the weekend?
When he did the Vince McMahon walk around the cage.
Absolutely.
Is that what that walk is?
100%.
I don't know if he was doing it on purpose, but somebody put
It's the Billy walk.
to the Vince music, and he looks like Vince McMahon walking around the cage.
Well, it's funny because Conor calls it he calls it the Billy walk, and I was saying, why does he call it the Billy walk? And he's like, it's the billionaire walk because I'm going to be a billionaire like Mr. McMahon.
Yeah.
But it's cool because I can tell that Conor McGregor is a huge fan of WWE. And
I mean, just the fact that he needed to have his 2 belts shows you that it's not just like a sport for him. He needs that show.
Yes.
At the end of the thing, he needs that moment where he's holding up both titles.
It's that showmanship that
Yeah.
goes back to the days of Gorgeous George.
Yeah.
And then you see that, you saw that in Ric Flair, and you saw that in like all these, amazing, iconic superstars from our history that it's evolved. Like Conor McGregor, I mean, he probably doesn't even realize that he has qualities that Gorgeous George had.
Right. So Total Divas is on tonight, 8 p.m. Total Divas, what was... Because you kind of opened up a lot on that show.
Yeah. Maybe too much.
Yeah, you've done a lot of stuff about the problems in your relationship. What was the decision like when you decided that you were going to talk about the fact that your dad had struggles with substances? Because your dad's Jim the Anvil Neidhart, and he's had troubles with substances, and they addressed it on the show, and him needing to go to rehab and all that.
It was known before Divas?
Big time.
With that story, it's funny because I was talking to some of the upper management in WWE about it, and I said, I'm so happy that I did that story because I was very hesitant about sharing that story on Total Divas because I've always just been super protective of my dad. And, and just because, that's what you do in families. You protect the ones that you love. But I also felt like, with WWE's help, I was able to get my dad help. And that's part of, I feel like in a lot of ways, WWE helped save my dad's life. And I wanted to be able to share that story with my dad. So many people across the world go through issues. And, you realize issues with drugs and alcohol, it's a disease. And my dad was going through a really hard time in his life. WWE helped save his life, and I wanted to share this story with the world so that people could watch that episode and go, you know what, I can relate to that. I'm not alone. We got my dad the help that he needed. He feels so much better. And it was also about my dad finding his confidence again, because you go from being a superstar that's larger than life to all of a sudden, you get older. My dad was involved in so many different sports, and then he got older and he didn't feel like he was important. And it's like, no, now he's under a WWE Legends contract. And so he got himself feeling better. He looks great. He still drives me crazy. Lana, by the way, is a new cast member that had a scene with my dad in this upcoming season of Total Divas. My dad was trying to teach her how to shot put. And my dad is so funny because he's got this innocence about him. Even though he's the Anvil, he was trying to show her. My dad used to be an Olympic shot putter. And he was trying to show her how to shot put. She ended up throwing the shot put into the windshield of my car.
That's awesome.
My dad looked at me and he's like, gosh, I can't believe she did that. And he kind of got upset. And I was like, go in the house now. Like, I yelled at my dad, and I was the parent there, and Lana started crying. And
What's awesome, that he was a shot putter or that it broke her windshield?
The windshield.
It's funny, right?
Yeah, and then she cried. Two for two.
She was crying on my lawn. Like, I was like, Lana, you were literally, I was reaching my breaking point with her. But my dad was such a good sport, and he's so funny on Total Divas. And like I said, that's one of my favorite things about being on the show. And I've talked to the Bella twins about that because, they have their spin-off Total Bellas, and they said that one of the things they love about doing that show and Total Divas is that our families get to be a part of it. Like, my dad gets to feel important, and he gets to feel like he is, somebody, because it's hard when you step out of the spotlight. And, my dad now he just feels excited to be a part of something fun, and we have these great family moments, and my dad's doing great. And it's cool because people watch the show and they go, yeah, I get that. I went through that, or my sister went through that, or my dad went through that.
It would be cool to see Jimmy just all of a sudden walking in the background of these scenes. Like, all of a sudden he's becomes part of the family slowly.
How great would that be?
You gotta join us.
If like one of the
He just sees a girl crying on a lawn.
Listen, Jimmy's
Get that guy with the heart on out of the.
I would love so
You gotta
much
join us.
if one of the I'm just watching Total Divas and one of the female wrestlers is like, this is my new boyfriend. He's a comedian, and Jim is just it's just Norton.
she walks in
standing there.
carrying Jim.
And then you see her hit me, and I stand up straight because I'm embarrassing her and all posture.
We're Jim and a baby Bjorn.
All the other women are just talking behind her back, like, I don't know what she's doing dating him. This doesn't make any sense.
He's not even good looking. It's weird. It's creepy.
Well, we're out of time, Nattie. You are the greatest.
Oh, thank you.
I love talking to you.
Me too. I love talking to you.
Zach Amico, you can follow Zach at Zach Is Not Funny. You can also download the Real Ass Podcast with Zach and Louis J. Gomez. Thank you, Zach Amico.
Thank you for having me, John.
Zach, are you following Two Paws on Instagram?
Of course.
Perfect. I gotta get you a Two Paws shirt.
I would love that. Thank you.
Tom Papa is going to be at the Comedy Cellar tonight doing a live Come to Papa show, which is like old school radio with fantastic comedians and fun sounds, and it's just an explosion for the senses.
A delight.
It's fantastic. Thank you, Tom.
Good seeing you guys.
It's good for all senses other than auditory. And I will be there to improv this weekend in Fort Lauderdale.
Yes, Jim is in Fort Lauderdale, of course.
Oh, wow. That's awesome. I live in Tampa.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I've been there before, too. I like Tampa.
Yeah.
A lot of strip clubs in Tampa.
Is that right?
Yeah, I don't go to them, but I've heard there's just a lot down there. I really don't. It's a bit...
Of course, tonight, 8 p.m., E is Total Divas. And then Sunday night is Survivor Series on WWE Network. Thank you, Nattie, again. And thank you all. We'll see you tomorrow.
Thank you, Sam.
Bye, everybody.